Oh, man. Oh, man. Anthony's a giant head.
Oh, jeez.
Let me see if I can
Tucker
make it smaller.
is an empty.
I don't.
Tucker's an abyss today.
He might not even exist, man. I don't know. It seems like every Friday he just abandons us. We're starting to get abandonment issues on the show.
He went to go get his milk. He went to get us milk.
Damn Gen Z. Am I right, chat? Damn Gen Z. Well, in any case, let's get things rolling a little bit here. Good morning, as always, everybody. Welcome to WhaleWatch, where we use unusual whales tools to trade both futures and options. So during the show, we'll take flow reviews. So throughout, go ahead and drop any ticker or flow requests you have, and we'll pull them up once we get to them. Don't worry about it. Stick around up into open. That's usually when we start scalping futures. And we'll do flow reviews throughout. I tried to kind of segment the show out a little bit, like trading, flow reviews, other shit. It's not possible because when you're sitting here waiting for a trade, it's just boring as all hell. We're just sitting here doing nothing. So we'll just stick to working flow reviews in between what we're doing here, interrupting each other left and right. If you're unfamiliar, I'm actually gonna head over to a very special page that I need everyone to know about. Because, as y'all know, Twitter, dog shit Twitter. I can't save any VODs anywhere at all for the rest of our lives. I have a feeling he's never going to fix it. But right here, I'm going to drop this link in every single chat. If you're on Substack, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitter, pay attention to this page on the site. This is where you're going to be able to see every schedule of us going live and all future scheduled episodes. Now, there's a couple of things you might see on here that are immensely important. Our shows are kind of whatever, honestly. Like, we're fun, we dick around, we trade. That's all good and well. The important ones happen on Wednesday at 11:30 Eastern. This one is straight up beginners. This is a Zoom call that Snorlax runs every week now on Wednesday, right after our show. You can click right there to join in. What that is, it's general walkthroughs through the platform. It has general questions and answers about the platform, options basics, what have you. This will be invaluable if you're new. And on top of that, also in Discord, where I will stream it to Twitter and YouTube as well, like I always do for this show. That's another Snorlax stream. That one's basically the flow reviews we do, but much more in depth and without us constantly interrupting each other and being assholes. It also won't feature the maid outfit meme. So, I mean, your mileage may vary there. But that one's hosted in the Unusual Whales Discord, right here on Twitter, right on YouTube. UnusualWhales.com/office hours to stay up to date with this. You can even add calendar notifications should you desire. But that's gone. We're going to start our little pre-market pulse here. Start breaking down some open interest changes, if anything cool happened yesterday. The price action yesterday just decided to go both directions like a motherfucker. I'm gonna be honest. I got reversed on pretty hard. Hit my daily loss limit of $300 on the funded account. So I fucked off for the day and then pissed and moaned about it. Is what it is. What did you watch yesterday, Anthony? I know we actually for once. I mean, the open was kind of messy to the downside, but volume was still kind of low. But I know a couple of my filters did finally fire yesterday.
Yeah, I can pop in some of the flow that I had eyes on yesterday. Those I've only taken one piece of flow all week, and it was those BSXs that we found.
At least it was a banger then.
Yeah, I'm watching those GMEs from yesterday though too. The meme stuff kind of hit the tape a little bit yesterday. I can touch on that too, but yeah, the BSXs, I took those after that Monday show, and yeah, I mean they pop 60%.
I remember when you posted about them as the update. It was like 40%, and then 10 minutes later it was like 85%.
Yeah, I'll have to do another updated post on that one there too. And
Nate, I will have the ribbon garter. Don't worry. I tweeted it, so I'll pull it up real quick.
Oh God.
Yeah, oh, God. I have regrets. It's snug. It's snug. 1 second, let me get that tweet pulled up. Oh yeah, it's a snug one. Uh, and it came with accessories. We got some accessories here. We got some accessories. We got.
Oh boy.
Ah, damn it. We got a nice little choker here with a bow, so I'll rock that bad boy. We've got two upper arm cuffs, so I'll I'm gonna be decked out in bows head to toe, and then of course you can't have a sexy Stony Made Trades without the thigh garter. Uh, yeah. I'm
What
gonna
are you
clean
gonna,
up my office bookshelf finally, and I'm gonna have to do a widescreen stream for this one. I was gonna do it next week, but Tucker's gonna abandon us on Wednesday, so it's probably gonna be the week after that. Details to come, and maybe I'll do something special for the show to further humiliate myself. But yeah, that's the little outfit those of you who subscribe during the flash sale have forced upon the rest of the viewers. It's your fault.
what are you gonna do for pants? Or like
I'm going to wear
you're not gonna
compression
free ball
shorts.
it, I hope. Okay,
No,
thank you.
no, 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 no,
Thank
no,
you.
no, no,
Thank
no,
you.
no.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
can't.
I,
It's short. It's short.
oh God.
Yeah, we'd get banned off every platform if I wore this free ball.
Man.
I will be wearing compression shorts that will not peek below the skirt. I'm gonna give y'all what you paid for. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me
You
wrong.
gonna get some thigh?
But
Cool.
it take a look at my shared screen so you can see our cameras. It hangs this high above the dick and balls. So there will be
God.
underwear, and they will be, yeah, it will be protecting. No heels. Juan, don't make it worse, bro. Come on, don't make it fucking heels.
He's not standing and
What are we
doing the show,
doing?
so the heels are kind of
I'll have to stand up at the start. I mean,
God.
hey man, I got buff thighs. I got to show that shit off a little bit, right? Just like a little bit. All right, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. That's just the update for those of you who participated in the flash sale, and more than double the allotted amount I called for to make this happened. While we were still live, I expected, end of day when the code would end was when we'd maybe hit the goal. You guys hit it in the first 15 minutes of the show. And so my meme became reality, and you're either going to be really upset on that episode, or you are just going to be the happiest campers on the planet. It really depends on perspective. Just know, for those of you hanging out, I don't care about anyone's personal views on sexuality. If you're uncomfortable with yours, that's not my problem. But if anybody comes in this chat with anything slur or hate speech related, the bans will be violent and fast. So stay chill. You can make fun of me, but keep your choice of words, let's say PG-13 appropriate without hate speech. If y'all can agree to that, we'll do more funny shit in the future. Just don't ruin it for everyone. Don't make me ban people. I don't like to ban people. All right, let's look at these BSX.
I was just kind of trying to time it out here, just, not paying attention to the flow. If you do it the 17th, because if you're not going to do it next week, that might be a good week to do it, because the market's closed on Friday, and 17th is FOMC, so Wednesday will be a lot quieter, so,
I'm definitely not wearing the dress on FOMC day, because I also have to host a panel.
You don't want to do the space. You don't want to do that within the main outfit.
I also have to host a panel with actual market people. I'm not going to subject a couple of them would laugh their asses off. Don't get me wrong. There's a couple of jokers in there. But I'm not going to subject the whole world to it. I'll let you guys do that via memes if you want to post funny shit about me. But BSX, man, let's take a look at these bad boys. Was this another Whale pick, Mr. Whale?
No, this is one that we just found.
Happened on?
Yeah, on the flow feed there. It looked really good when it came in. Let's just come back here and look. Again, starting out at the bid there. You just see how that IV is rising, and I pointed out too that IV was rising as that price was going down there. Spot fills at the ask. These looked very, very good overall, and Whale looks to still be in. I know I had a couple people tweet at me. They're asked if the Whale's still in. Yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean you should still be in. You're up 60% on these.
I like that phrase a lot.
I took profits on these yesterday after kind of that big pump, and we started to kind of see it dip. you can always get back in if you really like the flow and the whale's still in, but you shouldn't let something go from being up 60% back down to like 20%, 15% like that. That's not a good trade. Again, just because the whale's still in doesn't necessarily mean you need to be in. But yeah,
That's just watching me
for the
struggle bus trying to fix your camera right now.
I know I see it out of the corner of my eye. I'm trying not to laugh. Um,
Oh shit.
yeah, so yeah, whale's still in as of right now though, 2% out of the money. Looks good. Um, Yesterday, technically today still because it hasn't opened yet. I was watching. There's some interesting meme stuff come
You were
back
doing
here.
interesting maid searches once you saw that the dress came. That's what you were doing.
The 717 AMC 2 call and the GME 7230 call. Those AMC calls ran right away pretty much from that 25. They hit 39 a couple times there. They were up 60% same
God
day
damn
on
it, the
those.
crypto spammers are back. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Hell
God.
nah. He's gonna jump to another account and do it again. Watch. It's gonna happen. Let me
Oh,
fix
that's so
camera's
annoying.
camera. I called you camera. Dude, I can't today. It's over. I
Yeah,
wanted to
it's
say let me
Monday.
fix Anthony's camera without the crypto spam, but I said let me fix camera's camera. Whatever. Wait, moving on. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that AMC, most of that's still carried over, so I'd say a big portion of that's still in there. Very interesting. And then you had the GME a little earlier in the day here. Most of that carrying over as well. There you got 37,
No,
74
Marat,
there.
you're the bitch. Viewers, do not buy that crypto. Ignore that bitch.
Jeez.
Oh shit! I just deleted someone
Chill
else's
your
message. Oh well, whoever sent that I just deleted your shit. Go ahead and send it again.
Yeah, go show your crypto somewhere else. Um Yeah, the GME looks to still be in. Yeah, I always find it interesting when you see GME and AMC getting hit kind of that same day. I I love. I may have took a little. I don't trade memes like I won't do a real
Every
size
now and again, you
position.
gotta dip your toes when GameStop does weird
Yeah,
shit. Like I get it.
I mean a
You
couple.
gotta.
I mean because that was not 2025, 2024 when Roaring Kitty came back there for a little
2024. There's
bit,
actually
and
a
we got
decent
all.
video about
Yep.
that on the Unusual Whales YouTube channel. PG-13, need your hair done. Nah, I'm gonna keep the shitty hair, dude. It's really funny when people say I'm chopped, because I'm like, I know. But hey, come on, Juan. Don't tell me I don't look cute. You can't lie to me, bro. You can't hide from
I
me.
still think you need to do the wig. I still think you need a nice little blonde wig.
A wig. I'll just have Michaela dye my hair bleach blonde. And then subsequently go bald from the hair abuse. But no, I think Ryan Rigg, Wolf of My Street on Twitter, he's another Unusual Whales affiliate. He smoked a GameStop play. Like, absolutely smoked it. Here's his post on it here. Bro nabbed 900% in a couple of days here.
Yeah,
he got in at Tuesday for $20 a pop. And then yesterday, by the time he was getting ready to exit, they were trading at almost $2. So 20 to 200, nice little, well, pretty damn close. $5 off there of a perfect 900% run.
That's just
like that
insane.
is just sexy, boys.
That's why I if I see that flow, I might nibble at it there, especially when it's that nice clean opening flow.
And $20 warrants a fucking lotto. Like people will spend $150 on a single scratch ticket, man. Like, $20 for something that just does dumb shit for the sake of it. Yeah, it's worthwhile in my opinion. Just fucking nab something.
And when I see it, the big opening flow, because a lot of those chains do have a ton of open interest and volume on it, and you don't usually get a clean entry. This is a nice clean entry. It kind of reminds me, again, just historically doesn't mean anything's going to happen.
Oh, this one's new. This is from yesterday.
Yes, they came in yesterday.
They want more, dude? Y'all need to settle the fuck down.
Yep. That's very interesting to see what happens with that. But it reminds me of like 2024 when before Roaring Kitty started tweeting again, how you started to see those hits on those longer dated GME calls there. Off the top of my head, I can't tell you which ones they were, but I know we were seeing them there. I know Snore was talking about them. Pretty sure you were talking about them. I know I saw a couple of them, and when it's the opening trades, that's when it really gets my attention. It's going to be a lotto no matter what. I mean, you don't know what can happen. This thing can meme up to 50 in a day or meme
Just
back
cause.
down to 15. Yeah, you got to be okay losing with what you put in here. I mean, that's that's a kind of almost the same for any option. I mean, you got to be okay.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be putting in your full life savings onto a single trade. Like, you need to be smart and manage this stuff. But yeah, it's just always interesting when you see them both coming on the same day. And I mean, it was about 3 hours apart. I wish that I should have took some of the AMC's there. I like GME a little bit more because AMC, it's $2
Man, be
stock. You
careful
get a
with
10
that. The
cent
last time I said something like that
Mm.
in an article for Unusual Whales, I started getting death threats and shit. I really pissed off the apes.
I like AMC. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like AMC. I just like how, there's a 10-cent move on a $2 stock is going to be, 5-6% versus like a dollar move on GME is going to be that kind of bigger move there. I any stock I'm not a big fan of really that's under $10 just because they move. I mean, you get a 10-cent move, you're going to see a 3-4% day on AMC. Well, that's
And
probably
it is
a little
really
more than
funny
that.
because we both kind of have that with $10 stocks. That depending on the market cap anyway. That's more or less my
Yep,
comfort
yep,
cutoff.
yep.
But I'll trade a $5 homie now and again. But dude, 5 of like 6 stocks that were under $10 that we said this about are now trading around
All right,
20.
yeah,
Like
yep,
Nokia, Poet.
Yep. Yeah, it's
We eat
I'll
our
just have
words
to
on
start
this show.
rephrasing it. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I'd say there's a little more risk in it when they're
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
the price is so low on them. They're just because I mean, you get that 10-cent move and it's 5-6% on the stock, and it's like it can hurt you. Something like that, I kind of like what you've said before about almost trade shares almost instead of options on it because what
Yeah,
are
and
you
it
gonna
depends on the
lose?
stock too. Like if it's
Yeah,
$1, man,
yeah.
are
Like,
yeah, that option contract can run 100%, but then you're looking at like a $10 contract going to $20. At that point, just buy
yep,
a couple hundred shares, like $2 per
yep,
share. Just drop $200 on it that way. And then
yep,
if AMC does another little, hey, flip stick kick it, see you later, bye to Jupiter, you're still going to be sitting on a bag. And it's safer, like $25 per contract on that $2 call, for example. Yeah, if AMC rips, obviously options are going to be more profitable than shares, but they're also going to be much more of a loss than shares. If AMC,
yep,
let's say these are weeklies, right? AMC goes briefly in the money. Those are going to rocket like crazy. But if it reverses and closes under $2, they expire worthless. You just lost your full $24 per contract. Whereas you could have purchased the shares at $1.83 and it could close at, $1.83. Those options are still worthless. You're still chilling on those shares. It's safer with a
yep.
cheap stock like that.
Shares don't expire, options do.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Now
kind of
that said, don't get married to
well,
the holding
yeah,
bags mentality. Like it's not a loss if you don't sell. No, that's some bullshit in my book. If you're sitting on a fat bag of losses, but there's still plenty of capital left, it kind of comes down to personal preference. If you want to trade it or if you want to, long-term invest in that company. I'm of the mind, since I'm a trader, not an investor, where if the trade's not working for me, whether it's shares or options, I would rather exit that trade for a minor loss so I can reallocate that capital into a different trade. It just comes down to whether you're comfortable with that money staying parked for who knows how long, or if you want to put it into action elsewhere to try something else. But I'm not an investor. I'm a trader. So buy and hold is not in my repertoire at all. For better or worse, probably for worse. Let's be honest. If you probably recall, Anthony, I had a couple shares of SPY at exactly 426.9.
420.69.
I had to put in the weirdest ass limit order to get it too, because it kept filling like a penny below, and I was like, no, I want the 6.9. But I did it in like 2020, and then I got another opportunity in 2021. We'll never see that again, probably. But I mean, that's what, like $300 per share up since then.
Yeah,
buy and hold has merit. Don't get me wrong, I'm just bad at it. So I stick to trade.
Yeah, it's funny. I can pull up another one that we were kind of looking at on Wednesday's show. I almost said Monday's show.
We have open coming up, but I'm not going to do it with a lot of fanfare. Our NQ pattern is down and to the right with some bounces here and there. Somebody did ask if I think we're going to have a reversal at open. I don't know if it'll be a true reversal. I think they might back test at least, but I need to see where our market makers are positioned in their gamma profile before I get real cocky about an actual reversal. But go ahead. We'll dive on that a little bit. I'm not too pressed about the open here.
Yeah, I'm just being cautious because that non-farms payrolls, they came in very
NFP
strong, and you had some revisions up. So I mean, it's that good news is bad news kind of thing. You got strong job markets, but now you're seeing rate hike odds go up for December. I think it's like 65% now. So I mean, it's follow the data. Just watch the data.
For like the past year, the adjustments have been like insane. Oh God,
they're so bad.
They've been insane. Like I think one was like they said initially 280,000 or some shit, and it ended up being like 30. I was like, holy fuck! How do you fuck that up? Oh my God.
That's the job you need. Report wrong and still keep your job. It's like being a weatherman.
Potato, I see your request. We'll get to that, homie. Don't worry. Stick around.
Yeah, I'll just hit on this here quick since we're open. Yeah, those Nokias from Wednesday, they did actually make a good move there. I mean, hit 100% there yesterday from that 50 entry. So that was one that we covered there that we were just kind of looking at there. I'll just quickly look at the flow here. And again, I mean, you see how that IV spikes when it comes in, spots filling with the ask, hit all the parameters. The only thing we kind of touched on is, short. Ooh, it's down a lot today, too. Let me just give this a little refreshy.
NASDAQ's getting kicked in the nuts, so is the ES. I'm looking for another back test to try to get in this with them.
I'm going to give my stuff a refresh
be careful,
here.
though, here. I'm going to pop this open. Let me get my stupid-ass face back on the screen here. This is a little bit of a risky area to chase a short. I don't have the straddle on quite yet. Let me flip this to 0-day, see if it matches. It does. We have really heavy negative gamma right here where we're bouncing. Even though it's negative gamma, and the general premise of negative gamma is that the market makers will do the direction we're moving. So they'll sell into a downside move through negative gamma, buy into an upside move through negative gamma. We're sitting right on top of the deepest negative gamma we have on both the 0 date and all expirations, in between two heavy stacks of positive gamma. This is a sit on my hands location because it can rip in either direction for no fucking reason, and here we are testing 75.40 right off of 75.30's back test. This is why I didn't chase that short yet. Now, I'm still going to keep an eye to see if we can even maybe rip all the way up. Ooh, my shit updated weird. Let me refresh that.
Mine did too, a little bit.
All right, it looks like we're having a data issue with the exchange. But in any case, pretend that bar is still there. 75.50 right above this 75.40 we just rejected is the next positive gamma level where that white dot is right there. I want them to reach that and reject without holding 40 as support, and then I would be really confident in a short again. But right now, that's a lot of buy volume. That was aggressive buying off of the initial dump. I'm sitting on my hands and waiting. We're right up against the heaviest positive gamma right here, right now. This is where I wait. I don't trust a rejection yet. But all right, we can do Nokia. I'm gonna go hit up the devs and see what's going on with that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Nokia to get a little update on that contract because we're down another 5% today, almost 6%. So I'm just waiting for that to get a little trade ski in there, and we can get that update on there. But yeah, I mean, good move there. I know we were talking about it. We're just like, it's interesting flow, but like it's hard to short a name that's just very volatile. But
I don't got the balls for it, dude. Nokia.
They hit 100% on them, but
Nokia is another one that did the good old fashioned AI pivot in a way. They're working on infrastructure in like Southeast Asia, Indonesia for AI shit. And that was kind of the initial rip and push from like when we first talked about it at $7 a share. BlackBerry, same shit, except theirs is more of a security platform thing. I don't understand it because I'm stupid. I'll stick to my words and pretty colors that I click buttons based on. But Nokia and BlackBerry are both doing their own kind of pivot. And I'm sure you've seen BlackBerry lately too. Just absolutely ripping the last couple of weeks. All right. I'm gonna it's funny. All right, they're checking on that Periscope issue, folks. Don't panic. They usually get it resolved pretty quickly. When the bars disappear like that, Generally speaking, it's not on us. It's a data issue from the data provider. But we'll see what they come back with. They're checking on it. Don't
You know what?
fret.
That's you know, it's not bad because typically I usually wait for an update or two before I start kind of getting into anything anyway. So you know this
Yeah, that's fair.
It helps teach you patience. Helps teach you patience.
Patience. Don't even know
He's
her.
like, what's that?
She doesn't even go here.
What is patience?
What is this?
I'm like, what is patience?
Doom doom. All right, now that we're open and we're waiting on that Periscope fix, I'm just going to give one more little comment on the Twitter post. We've got about 300 people hanging out, but let's get some more.
That Nokia contract updated here too. They're trading up 100% again there. So back to yesterday's high on those. Right at the money. Yeah, I can't argue with that. Good piece of flow we found there. And I'll put out some of the other flow that we looked at. It's been quiet for flow this week. I think we only had like 2 or 3 like decent looking pieces of flow.
And yesterday was one of them because that reversal yesterday was violent, dude. Like I said, I went from, I think I was up about $200 on my short. And it was a small size, don't get me wrong, but that initial reversal candle took that away and made me hit my personal daily loss limit. Daily loss limits are important, folks. You will revenge trade if you don't have one. I even have my Trade of 8 set up to lock me out if I lose $300. Do that. Speaking from experience, once you hit that daily loss limit, you just be like, oh, one more, I'll get it back. And then before you know it, you're at double your loss limit. Be chill. Use the loss limits. Futures or otherwise. If you're down XYZ amount scalping SPY contracts, bro, just stop for the day. Don't go into the weekend pissed off. You feel me? Don't go into the weekend pissed off. I mean, I'm going to anyway. I'm just pissed off in general every day at some point. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
That happened to me last Friday, man. I got wicked out on so many moves. And I all the moves were
holy short
correct.
Though. Missed it. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Wow.
Oh no, I popped over there.
Nasdaq's going to a new low a day here. Yeah. I'm not gonna fuck around. I'll trade a little price action if it sets back up for me to the upside here. But I'm gonna stick to my rules and wait until that data issue with Periscope is rectified before I start punting any real size. But new low of day on the Nasdaq right there. These are not purple lines. Why are they purple? You're blue, sir. Nate, look at this shit. You see these random lines getting cocky thinking that they are gospel like 665 is now? Look at them. They think they can just be purple. Who the hell do you think you are? But yeah, now I got to wait. We're at the very bottom of that range that we were setting into the open, and we took out low of day there. I need a little bit of a back test to form a resistance before I try to chase into this. So generally, I would like to see it, I don't know, maybe clear this 38 area, give a little rejection. You see this little candle right here, this guy, that long wick to the upside, off the open when we set the new low, recovered, rejected, came down. I would like this to become resistance, and it also coincides with the range we were stuck in pre-market for about an hour there. They couldn't get over it, then they lost it. Tried to reclaim it on that pump at the open, and guess what? They lost it right away. I would like to see them test this relative area of about 25 points before I want to short again. And so if they just keep going down, so be it. That's fine. I'm not going to chase it. If you did chase, use the 1-minute candles as your stops. Because as you saw, that was a pretty aggressive move right off the open. And then it's a little bit slower on the way down, even though it was continuously down. A reversal could really hurt here. So just be safe. Don't get cocky. Let me get cocky and blow up. Then you guys don't have to.
Yeah, dude, Friday just like I hate when it hits that wick, and I'm adjusting my stops up just because I'm getting used to seeing how the wicks are on the candle, and I'm getting better at it. So I knock on wood, I haven't had a red day yet.
My lovely Nasdaq mug, baby.
Doing the new. Ooh, we should drop in.
This is where my joy comes from with trading and where my sorrow comes from with trading. The Nasdaq. She can be fickle. Fickle as all hell. I cheated on her with S&P for the show for a while, and came back and got abused. Yeah, they didn't back test a damn thing here. Look at that. They didn't even clear that
Yeah,
1 minute
things just
candle I wanted them to
melting
test
down.
above. Yeah, I gotta wait. Chasing to the downside is the only place I'll chase, but I gotta be responsible. We're on the show. I tell you guys not to copy trade. I know some of you are gonna anyway because you're degenerates. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be responsible. I want them to give a fake reversal to make sellers think it's all over, make buyers think they got a little confidence to come on back, and then just dump it. That's what I want. So I'm going to wait. The Nasdaq's down 1.65% between the overnight session and now. We're at a pretty inflectionary area here. We're basically right at 30,000. And for all we know, that mental aspect of it, like, hey, 30,000, buy, that can happen. I'm going to wait. I'm sure Nate and chat can attest that we get nuked sometimes if you fuck around. Like that FAFO shit is really annoying depending on who's saying it, but let me tell you, if you fuck around with the Nasdaq, you are going to find out. Right, Nate? Like if you take a nap, Snorlax stonks, man, that is ballsy to use for a username in the option space, brother. Don't you know who Snorlax UW is? You better be careful. But I'm with you, brother. I wouldn't mind the crash either. I'm not necessarily bearish the markets, but I'm only good at shorts, so I would not mind a good flush here. Folks, as we go along, as always, feel free to drop ticker requests, and specific contracts will get priority because it's easier on us for the show. But we'll do just blanket requests too. We can actually. That worked out. Which was that one of your filters or raw? Because we do have a request from right at the top of the show in pre-market for MU, and I saw an MU put there.
MU. For the bids, where was that?
Maybe
one?
It was a bid. Oh man, they're just not going to let me in safely, are they?
I don't know where that was. I don't see.
Yeah, I don't know. You clicked something and it disappeared. Maybe it was a yesterday thing. I'm not sure. But anyway, we can just head over to the overview.
Yeah, let's
give it a little.
Oh, let's see. Oh, hey, you got Periscope's back up too.
Oh fuck yeah.
Let me just.
Absolute kings.
Oh yeah, they're moving that baby down. I may.
Yeah. I'm not chasing it here. We're right up against the positive gamma at 75.25 on SPX. I'm going to wait to see how they react here. We do have that buildup way down below 7,500, and I don't think that's crazy. That'll put us at about negative 1.2 something % on SPX. The Nasdaq's way ahead of it to the downside. I still need a bounce. I'm going to be responsible.
Yeah, let's see what we got for coming in on MU there. Yeah, it's still early, so you're not going to see a lot in premiums yet. But yeah, yesterday, a lot of bid side call premium coming on that table there, and a lot of ask side put premium too. Today, ooh, you might have something spicy here. That 821 450 put. This is a nice opening trade coming in right at open. Let's take a peek. So it's coming in as one of those block trades. It's that first trade on the tape there, and it's pretty much a mid-fill there. So I probably wouldn't do anything specifically with this. It's filling at 833. Your bid ask is very wide, 730 to 925. I mean, that's a $2 bid ask spread. That's a very, very large bid ask spread. That's why I typically kind of, I don't like that flow right at open because, especially on a gap down or something, you'll typically see that bid ask be a little wider. IV can be a little funky. I usually like to wait, let the flow,
IV is pretty
settle.
Spicy.
Yeah, there's just no context around this one though. When it does come in that like block, I do like to see a little flow before it just to kind of see how that's impacted. It being the first trade on the day and almost being a midfielder, I'd probably kind of ignore it. That doesn't mean that the flow is not going to work out, but just I follow my rules there. You should have your rules when you're looking at flow like this. If it's a midfill essentially, not really worth it. So yeah, I would say probably I wouldn't touch that one. Let's see if we got anything else coming in here early though.
He's like, I'd touch that.
Nate's like, I'll touch it.
fried potatoes.
Oh God, don't make me
All right,
start
I'm
thinking
joining
about
him.
lunch
I'm
notes.
joining him. I am short, and I'm going to take profit right here, right now. It's too late. All right. I was going to show it on screen and why, but once we hit that new low of day, I got right back out. So I canceled my stop and everything. Now I'm going to wait for them to retest this range up here, right there, the bottom of the last stair step that they were trying to hover on and recover from. I want them to test up there again to get short again. Otherwise, we're sitting on our hands again. We're up like $70. We're big pimping, boys.
If we get up to 75.25, I'm gonna look to go short too.
Yeah.
So let me know if we get close up there. Let me know if we get close.
Yep, I'll keep an eye.
There's a lot of 0 days coming in on MU, and it's a lot of that volume greater than open interest. Again, doesn't really look directional though. I just kind of maybe this one, that 65975.
They're just chugging dicks, man. They're not going to give me a safe entry.
These could be. I don't like 0 days usually, like unless it's a quick scalp. I'll do 0 days on like SPX or SPY, but like on MU or one of those other names, like sometimes you see it really like pump, but I don't know, just on something that's already down 6% on the day and it's 4% out of the money, it's a lot more risky, especially if you're dropping $10 on a contract. And that call premium's just dipping. Yeah, I'm not seeing much
God damn it.
new for MU here. Yeah, there's a lot of 0 day calls coming in, just not really directional though. And MU's coming off an absolute tear too. So, kind of keep that in mind too. Let me go back here to that overview here. Like, look at the stock over the last month here. I mean, you're up 46%. So yes, there's a 6% pullback today. There's going to be pullbacks in names. Everything's not just going to go up forever. There's going to be pullbacks, but yeah, this is kind of interesting spot. I'm just kind of doing a quick look there. I mean, you're at that 529 support here. I obviously wouldn't be looking to do 0 DTEs at all, but yeah, you're in a kind of decent looking support spot here. I don't know how that gamma heat map looks here. Put wall is at 910, so you do have a little support about 2.5% below us here. How's our little heat map thingy here? Yeah, 950 has your kind of heaviest gamma positioning there. 900 as well. 940's third. Let's see, what's our absolute gamma? 950, so it's above us there. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be trying to do 0 days on it. I'd maybe wait to see if we can get some more flow. Let me just pop it over here. I switch between those two. I mean, yeah, your put walls there at 910, so you got about $20 until you hit that stronger support area there. Call walls up there at 1,000, and that absolute gamma was 950. So that would, if you got down to that support, I'd potentially maybe look for some calls. God, there's a lot of net gamma on the put side there. A lot of volatile moves in that thing. That's, whew. Yeah, and yeah, you can see they're hitting that today's expiration too. A lot of that net gamma is there on today's expiration.
I am short. I'm about to take profit at this new low already if they start bouncing it up. This is that prop account still. Let's see if they get me to 880s. Nope, I'm going to take 50
Oh,
bucks
man,
here.
I should have went short.
Gave me back to just about my target. We took about 100 on that.
Oh,
yep.
Man, I should have went short when I wanted to go
there.
short.
Yeah, I should have held on to it longer, but again, my stop out was going to be like 30 points above us, and with the size that I put on there, that's $300. So I'll take my $100 and fuck off for another retest of that stair step. But folks, they're just straight up stair stepping it down with no real back tests here. Stair step 1 right here, 2 right here. Here's the third one. When I'm chasing shorts, I want them to back test the middle ranges of those stairs. This was the one we missed that I bitched about right here. They got right to the bodies of the candles for that stair step. You can see it's like a perfect straight line there across the bodies at 948.50. Right here, I'm going to want a test of at least 910 to chase again. Otherwise, we made $100 today, and that's all there is to it.
Man, I should have took those SPX puts when I was looking at them.
I expected more back testing, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't look like they're going to give it to me.
It was a tough spot. Oh, man, that market tide is just blood, man.
Yeah,
Oof.
yeah. Micron was the one that's leading the board too. That MU we were just looking at. They're having a bad time.
Yeah, I would kind of just be cautious on MU. And I'm not a big fan of swinging over the weekend, just kind of a personal preference. A lot of headline risk over the weekend. So, that's especially right now. So, just be cautious. You can always get in Monday, and if you miss a move, it's okay. There will always be another trade. Yeah, I'm not getting much on my filters so far today. Kind of looking at a lot of IWM.
Nazi, please let me in safely, you dick.
Let me go back to Thursday. There
50
were some
points above us
puts.
is my entry, and if I had just held this, I'd be up 50 points. This is just rude. I love me some downside. I just want to play too, I want to be in.
I was eyeing these SPY puts that hit the tape yesterday. They came in right at open. So, I mean, you could have got a little discount if you waited on those. But, 526, they're up at 559 now. I mean, 10%. It's, yeah. There's just so much flow with SPY, though, where it's, you got to be really, you got to almost like fall in love with the flow there. I look for like the big whales. If the big whales aren't there, always another one there. I might be ballsy.
Uh-oh.
And I might, if we get down to that 74.95 here,
I'll probably
should have an update there. I might go long.
I'll probably
there.
play long
Quick,
if we get down there.
Very quick long.
We'll see what that literally just. Like. I mean, it's still just trailing the 1 minute candles here. I need a bigger back test. Preferably one they haven't tested yet, but that's like 100 points above. And I don't know that they're going to do that without fully reversing, so I'm not going to hold my breath for it. And Twitter chat, you're absolutely correct. You cannot complain about $100. That's $100 we didn't have before.
Nope. I mean, you see a lot of people post, $5,000, $6,000, but hey, you know what? $100 a day, that's $500 a week. That's $2,000 a month. That's $24K.
That's a part-time job you just added to your full-time.
Yes, it is.
And once you start getting more comfortable and extend it to like $200, $250, $300 days and learn to be happy with that, regardless of the crazy bullshit you see Furu's posting. It's like, oh, I made 50 grand a day. Shut the fuck up. No, you didn't. $250 a day is a full-time fucking job. That's like a $60,000 salary. Like, you can be perfectly happy with that.
I always tell people, just pay attention, because you'll see people, especially if you're a new trader. It happened to me when I was new to trading, where you see, oh, hey, look, I just made $30,000, and it's like 20% on a contract. Like, okay, but you're trading on how big of a portfolio compared to me. Like, you should be teaching people to look at a percent gain return, not as I have you switching to futures where you don't look at percent gain at all. Well, I mean, that's a whole different thing.
It is a different thing. It is a different thing. And honestly, the one thing that you should actually be most wary about is yourself. You'll probably have a big trade someday if you stick to it. And once you have that big trade, it can do all sorts of shit to your mental where you start to expect it. Don't fall into that. Because if you hit like a $1,000 trade and you're like, fuck yeah, let's go, that's my target from now on, you're going to see yourself lose the next like 50 trades.
Yep.
Be happy with 10%, 20%, 30% on an options contract, because those crazy gains you see are by far and beyond fucking outliers. Don't
get cocky.
Don't fucking get all giddy like Charlie Day on fucking It's Always Sunny. Like, be happy with gains. Be happy. I'm unhappy with the NASDAQ not testing where I want it to. I'm concerned at this point that if they do, it'll be a full reversal because it's so far above us. So you know what? We'll just wait.
I don't want to.
We'll just.
I don't want to go long after that update either. I mean, because it grew below, and you even had that 75.45 growing, even 65 down there.
And I would love that upper 75.25 to go short.
Upper drop there. I was gonna say I'm looking at 25 there. We get 25, I might hop in shorts.
Yeah, and then we have to be careful too, because we see a lot of gamma going negative in between us here. Remember that what I said at the top of the show about that wide positive gamma range with not a whole lot in between it. We can squeeze in either direction here. So ideally we'd get 74.95 to try to fire off a long. Our stop would probably have to be 74.90 just to be safe, or that 75.25 to try to fire off another short. Now, I don't know if they do that. They might just pin it in this range. We've seen it happen. It's more than possible. But I would like at least that almost half point of the range to try another short, but I'm not holding my breath for the SPX to bounce 15 points without reversing.
Man, that index net call premium is spiking right now, especially with that net volume. Even the SPY net premiums are spiking. I don't want to go short. I don't want to go long where we are right now.
We're diddling in the middle, baby. I'm short.
Of course you are. Why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you be?
If they can't take out the body of this prior 1 minute candle, I'll just flatten this, and we made $250 today. I'm gonna take it. We can make a new low, but right here they're setting up a shelf at 860s. And look at that. They're bouncing out of it. They're almost back to my break even on my entry. We are happy with that. What'd we get? We are up 250 on the day, homies. I think we're going to pin it there. And I'll take more if we get a true reversal or a full back test of that range I wanted, which is way the fuck up here. Like I said, if they get way up here, guys, we might as well be looking for longs because that is another 85 points above where we are right now on this little mini back test here. I guess I could try again at 948, about 60 points above us. That would be an okay spot. If they can't clear this shelf, they're just going to go back down to another new low of day here at 910s. I'm not going to push it. We're green on the day. There's no reason to be a dick. So I'll wait for a better entry or a true reversal to go long, and I'll shut the hell up. Let's do some more flow reviews. I'll take it.
Ooh,
That was pretty comical because I was like diddling in the middle, but you know me. If I see the short, I gotta take it even if it's, short term.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're right back to what that break even would be. Look at that.
Yep. I'm hands off right now. Yeah, my feeds are absolutely dry for flow right now too. Let me just go through my other filters here.
Yeah, Nate, I see the 7,500. Don't worry. I agree with you. I gotta be good though. I gotta be good. Diddle in the middle.
Just trying to see how these NVTSs look. Big bid ask spread there. IV drops. Probably something I don't like specifically.
We're above average viewership on Twitter for a Friday. 300 of you are still here. They really do think I'm cute. When we get to the Stony Made Trades episode, we're either gonna have 5 people or like 5,000. There's not gonna be an.
It's gonna be 5,000. It's gonna be 5,000.
Feel free to meme us, guys. I'll take the
meme us. Meme him.
Well, yeah,
meme him.
Yeah. But I'll take the publicity. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I've been kind of a face of Unusual Whales since 2021, and pretty soon I'm also going to be the thighs of Unusual Whales, so we can rock this shit out, baby.
Are you gonna put? You know what? You're gonna have Tucker do for the. Oh God, no! I got a bad image in my head, but for the whale mascot, you were gonna already do with a maid outfit. You're gonna have to do thighs with the little cuffs on it too.
Oh God!
Please
make it like Nightmare Fuel style, like that like bodybuilder toy from Toy Story with the duck head or whatever the fuck.
God, yes,
oh God, that'd be funny as hell. Actually, remember that. That's actually funny.
I will. Hey, look at that! 2 funny things in a week for me on the show.
Something bad's gonna happen.
Look at that. Yeah, probably. Yeah, these NVTS, I'll tell you why I kind of don't like those. So they are filling at the ask here. It's a really wide bid ask spread. You do get that IV drop when it comes in here. I'm just following that tape up here, and kind of towards the end here, you see us trail off towards the bid here. You get another IV drop here too. Price is kind of dropping here, but it's already a really wide bid ask spread here. It's kind of messy, and I mean, you have 4 contracts kind of, which isn't a significant part of the overall volume, but it's a really wide bid ask spread. You're already down 12% on the day. I just kind of like in my mind when I think about that, yes, they're 19% out of the money, 13 days out. Like, I don't know how the Greeks look on this one. Let's just take a peek. I mean, you have a pretty good delta and theta. I mean, they could be buy to open. I don't like chasing something like that. You're coming. It's Friday. You got 2 days coming off. Right now, you're down 12% already. Like if I was gonna trade something like this, it would be
Daniel,
a
I don't even know who that is, bro.
For a day.
He was given a reason for why people were hanging out. I mean, we have these numbers during the week, but Fridays are usually pretty slow.
Yeah, Fridays are slow,
who wants to do a
usually.
damn thing on Friday, dude? I don't want to do a fucking thing on Friday.
Yeah.
But I don't know who that is. But if he's not doing his morning show and that's why you guys are here, thanks for coming, I guess.
Fine by me.
Dude, this NVTS shit pisses me off too, man. We called NVTS at 4 when I saw the really suspect flow before the NVIDIA news. Man, why we got to keep bringing up past shame? Past shame. All right, I'm going to shut the hell up. I'm going to go to your camera. NASDAQ just dumped off of that shelf, and that's unfortunate.
Oh, again?
Yeah, and that's the spot I was looking at too, right? Right at the bottom of that last shelf they set. Gave us a rejection. Boom. We went a good one. Almost. Yeah, we went a good 100 points lower from there. Fucking hell.
Yeah, we are
This is fun, but we've only taken 2 shorts. It's fine. It's fine. If they try that shit again, now the shelf's way down here at the 870s. If they try that again, we'll take a third scalp. But I'm not going to chase this. We're up 250 on the day. No, it's not dramatic, crazy shit like you see Furu's posting. But we're real people. These are real trades. Even when we lose, we show you guys. We're not doing the whole you need to make $1,200 a day to be a trader. That's bullshit. And all things considered, it's just unrealistic.
What are these? Let's see what this thing is. 850 contracts. I do want to just kind of take a peek at that open interest. And look, this one looks like a potential position builder again too. Look at that. 6-1, most of that carried over. 6-3, most of that carried over. Got 860 today. I just want to.
Sounds like Beavis and Butthead do fine. It's pretty fucking close, honestly. You're not that far off. You're really not that far off.
Which one are you?
Fire!
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely the hypomanic one. Let's be real here.
I'm the shut the hell up.
From my bunghole.
Yeah, there you go. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm definitely Beavis.
Yeah, you got the taking all the.
We are almost at 74.95, by the way. We're at 74.98 right now on SPX. I don't know if I trust trying to bottom tick this. I'm going to be real.
This one, it looks like it's going to be an ad here. This trade alone is larger than those two. It's very close, but this looks like a
Ferg? Is that like Fergie?
Position.
My hump, my lovely lady love.
I do like how that IV pops when it comes in here and that spot price is increasing. This looks good. I'd like to say that open interest is going to increase there on Monday. It's very, very close. That size is just a little larger than that entire open interest. I would lean for sure it's an opening trade. The only reason I'm hesitating on that is you have those 2 prior candles here. 226 and then you have the 502 there. It's very, very similar. I just don't want somebody to, be passing contracts off because looks like they open those at 174 and then 332 there. So I'd lean probably an ad there. It's just with
I want confirmation when I see ones like this for sure.
Yes,
which is a bummer because when you wait for confirmation, sometimes you just miss the whole thing. But I would rather miss the whole thing than get in, realize it was an exit, and then proceed to lose my entry. I'd rather miss a trade entirely than be stuck in a bad one.
Yeah, I don't like when that. Now, if it was just that small candle and you had the big. We're dropping. I need to go look. I need to go.
My
Holy crap!
God, we suck. Look at that. Guess what they bounced off of to a T. Wow.
74.95.
Literally perfect 74.95.
Were you supposed to be watching that?
I told you we were approaching. I told you when we were 3 points away. They ticked it perfectly. Look at that. That is a perfect touch, and we missed it. Now they're giving a good back test, but like I said, we have this really wide range of negative gamma building up. I wouldn't be shocked if in the next update we see some of these down here at 74.85, 74.75, and 65. I wouldn't be shocked at all if we see those positions moving up after that test of 74.95. We're down over 1% on the SPX. We're down over 2% on the NASDAQ. If this becomes the bottom, it would not shock me. Now, that said, we're at a spot where I might want to short if the NASDAQ chart is similar. I'm going to lower size because we're green on the day. and I'm going to go for it. I'm going to put my stop pretty wide up here. And honestly, it would really suck if I get stopped out on this because that's another short entry. So if my stop becomes the entry, I'll let you know about it. You'll hear me piss and moan. But right now, it's moving in our favor. We're up about 12 points here. I'll keep it. Actually, that gave me an opportunity to move my stop down right here. Why? They just set a nice wick on this 1 minute candle. This allows me to tighten my risk. If hypothesis is correct here, this is going to become a little bit of a rejection point. I'm going to move my stop quite a bit closer here. And right here, right now, is about where I'm going to take this off. Why? That was a rejection point. This can become support as well. They can form that annoying-ass W pattern back to the upside. We are currently up more than I'm supposed to be up on this prop account. So we're fucking done for the day on this account. Maybe I'll switch to another one and joke around. But, folks, I generally give myself a $300 profit target per day and stop. Because I overtrade if I get too giddy, and that can be very detrimental. We'll be back on my actual cash account in a few weeks, but for now I've been trading prop accounts, specifically ones with a 20% consistency rule to help keep myself responsible and stopping when I'm in green. So we are done with this account. If we get another clean setup like that, I'll jump over to one of my other funded accounts and we'll do the same shit there. But for now, 390 on the day. There is no reason to fuck around and find out more. That's a damn good Friday, especially for me. I don't usually trade Fridays because I usually blow my shit up. Nate knows. I'll bitch on a Friday all day long. So I'm done scalping that account. Maybe we'll get some ES entries for Anthony here throughout the rest of the show. And I am going to switch over to one of the other funded accounts. We will FAFO over there. But for now, we're vibing. Let's fucking go, dudes.
I found some interesting kind of longer dated contracts. These 918 Lunar 42 calls here.
I thought you said Gooner. And I was like, no, save that for the maid episode.
No, nice big opener here. 4,600 contracts, $5 a contract. The flow looks very good on this one here. Let me just pop it over here and show you. So we're starting out at the bid here. Watch our IV. Our IV is rising. You get one spike there, and then you, for some reason, I thought there. Oh no, you get a couple. Okay, so you get one. Yeah, it's one spike in there. So IV is rising here. So spots fill at the F. These look very interesting to me. They finish off at the ask there. That order book changes a little bit. I like these here, and again, it's kind of like those BSXs here where you see that price is up at that 3101.
Man, I can't get over how clean BSX was, by the way. That was a damn good trade, dude.
That was very good.
BSX was so clean.
Yeah, well, and we looked at those net premiums because they were preemptive for the move there, too, that we were talking about that as well. But, yeah, like here, I mean, I'm seeing that stock price drop and that IV's going up, and so I was right. There's a couple IV increases in here. You get there, and then you get there again too, as that price is dropping. So that's what kind of catches my eye on something like that. It is a little longer dated here, so you do have an earnings period to kind of at least go over. But I think these are interesting here.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a towel because my nasty ass is sweating like fucking crazy, and it's not even hot in here.
Yuck.
Oh, okay. Man, it's going to be awful because I'm going to be basically naked in that maid outfit, and I'm going to be sweating too.
Oh,
so I'm going to be shiny. I'm going to basically look all oiled up.
Oh, God. Ew, dude. Yeah, I was not expecting that. That was kind of terrifying there. I'm just going to pop this flow over here. Yeah, good looking flow here though. Good looking flow. The longer dated stuff, I'm not always a big fan of longer dated. I kind of like getting stuff, a week or two out. Week or two might be my longest hold, but yeah, this
I'm about the same
here.
with options.
All right, let's do this. All right, what is it? 908. Oh, okay, I was looking for my TSM's getting some calls.
It's only 908. What the fuck?
It's what?
It's only 908.
Yeah.
God, the show's dragging on forever. You guys sick of us yet? It's only been an hour. What happened?
Yeah.
See, that's another
No,
thing too, man. Especially if you're working a job while you trade. We just hit 3 beautiful short scalps, and I'm done for the day with scalping, and it's only fucking 9 a.m. Central. Yeah, it don't gotta push it. Potato, we did NU near the top.
Yeah, there wasn't really much for MU at the time. I can go back and take a peek at it though
He
if
wants
there's anything
NU
new.
actually. Maybe I'm the
NU,
asshole.
NU.
I might be the asshole. That's my bad.
Yeah, it's okay. That's
Oh,
okay.
my
All right,
bad.
let's see. I know there's been a couple pieces of flow I saw on it earlier this week. Ooh, what's that from 6-3? I just want to go start with 6-3 and look at that one.
Big old spike.
Oh, big. I remember
Oh,
looking at
what the
these. These are a
fuck is that?
multi-leg here. It is a
Oh,
nice multi-leg here, and they're already kind of up here. So it's 2 ask side calls on this one here. I'll tell you it before I even pop it up here. So you got ask side on the 717.13 and ask side on the 821.13 there. So that, let me just pop this open for you here, actually all the way. So what the hell is this for multi-leg? You want to explain the multi-legs to them? I don't
the
do the
only
multi-legs, man,
reason I
unless
would
it's a row.
know, so here I'm gonna be honest, man. What did the open interest on the 821s do after this? Did they all stay open on both contracts? Because this could be like the weirdest. I'm gonna go to a near dated contract for some fucking reason.
Let's see.
It fell
Uh,
off a little. Nope, it all carried over. So go back to
yep.
that spread. Let's see what we're looking at here. All right. They're both filling at the ask, man. It's hard to say. I would want something more clear. I would want one of these to be a bid so I could see if we're looking at a credit spread here. As it stands, I could not tell you if either of these were short or not, but it also wouldn't make sense to me for them to buy the same contract at 2 different expirations in a multi-leg. That doesn't really make sense to me. I would assume they're selling the close dated contract and buying the long dated contract. Why do I assume that? The likelihood of that 13 expiring worthless is more likely closer dated than it is longer dated. They could be targeting to capture the premium they received selling those 13s while they selling the 717s, $13 calls, and then keeping the long on for those 821s. If I had opened this trade, that's what I would have done. I would have sold the closer dated contract, received some of that premium, if I was bullish, mind you, and used some of that premium to buy the longer dated contract. The goal would be kind of neutral for the short term, bullish for the longer term. Capture the premium if they expire worthless, and if they don't, oh well. Your gains on that farther dated contract are going to offset your losses of that closer dated contract. Kind of a little bit of a debit spread here, assuming again these 717s are sold to open. But given the fills, it's hard to say with confidence that they were. But that would be how I would trade a spread like this. But again, the fills give me pause to be confident that's what we're looking at.
Yeah,
Oh, real quick, Oshri had a question. It might be a little bit of an explanation. He's just asking what's your criteria to go for 1 or 2 weeks trade on an option. Profit target for me, it's just simple. If I hit like plus 30%, I'm already trimming that. But N-Dog's in the chat. If you pick his brain, he knows a shitload. He's not just some random jabroni in the chat. He's worth listening to. So feel free to pop off in chat talking with him as well while we just kind of break down flow here. Definitely a resource you can abuse. Plus, he likes abuse. I'm sure you've seen in his comments. He's a character.
And kind of for me, if I'm just following strictly flow, it's not flashy, but if I'm up 10%, I'm putting a stop on it break even. I don't know what the flow is going to do. I don't know what that trader's going to do. I can speculate what they're going to do, but if I'm up 10%, if I take break even, so what? But if I'm stacking up those 15, 20% gainers over time, I'm going to be a lot happier than aiming for those home runs. I just typically adjust up more so than anything, and it all kind of depends on the time frame of the contract too. I try to think about it so a whale comes in for, let's just say, 10 days to expiration. I'm looking for that, shorter term move there. They're just kind of based on the contract. and knowing I'm just going to pretend you know everything about contracts and how Greeks work and theta decay works, you obviously want to see those
Not a very safe
contracts move
assumption.
quick. Yeah. Well, it'd be a whole episode if we talked about
It
Greeks.
would. And that actually, real quick, shameless plug. Then office hours, baby.
Yep.
I'm just gonna drop the link. I won't flash it on screen and shit. But we do
You're
have
gonna have to.
a beginner's session every Wednesday at 11:30 Eastern, right after WhaleWatch. Snorlax UW, the OG of Unusual Whales Options Flow, does a Zoom call for beginners Q&A, literal office hours. So I'm going to drop that link in all the chats. Check that shit out. Put it on your calendar. If you don't even like us or our show, that's fine. Still go to the Wednesday office hours. Much more important than our show if you're trying to learn. As you've seen, our show is fucking ridiculous. I'm going to be dressed as a maid in 2 weeks.
We do not stay on topic either.
Yeah, I already interrupted him twice in the last 30 seconds. Yeah,
that's fine.
You know.
So yeah, kind of like with that. So like good example, because somebody messaged me a request for intel here, so we'll touch on that. So like this is kind of a good example here. So like 160 days out, like let's just say I got in this first candle here at 11:32, and they're up at 13:16. I don't care if they're 160 days out. I'm still up a decent amount percent wise. I'll take profits, and then if I get a discount and I still like the flow and the whale's still in potentially, you know, maybe like now if I would have took profits there when we were slowly coming down there, they're at 880 now. And again, if you still like the flow, and when I say it's a discounted entry, that doesn't mean the flow is going to automatically go back up to the whale's entry. That's just kind of, you know, a little terminology with it there. Like it's discounted from that price the whale paid. Again, you don't know what this whale's fully doing. I mean, these are 62% out of the money for November. Like you don't fully know. And I mean, this one, it does look like they added to the position, so most of that carried over from 6-1, and then 6-2, most of that carried over as well too. So I mean, that open interest is there, but like now if you were trading that, I mean, you could. I've seen it 3 or 4 times where, or not 3 or 4 times, like plenty of times where, you know, you could get 3 or 4 good entries on a piece of flow where, okay, these pop up from 11:32 up to 13:16. Like, yes, you might only be taking 15-20%, but if you do that 3 or 4 times instead of just waiting for one big massive move that might not happen, you're going to be a lot happier, and you're kind of playing with, I don't want to say you're playing with profits at the time, but you're not, you know, just sitting there stressing like, oh, is this going to go back up? I'm down now after it was up 20%. Yeah, just and like, you know, the short dated stuff, like so if you're 10 days out, like I'm looking for a quick move, like maybe a move in like 1 to 3 days. If they're like 30 days out, you know, maybe 3 or 4. I just try to kind of think in my head like, okay, that whale's on a little longer of a time frame there, so you know, 30 days, they might not be looking for an intraday move, but hey, if you get the intraday move and you're up 30%, 40%, just because that contract doesn't expire for 30 days doesn't mean you shouldn't take profits that same day. Obviously, you know, do what's best for you, but that's just kind of how I like to do it there. It's, you know, and that's why I don't like those 168 day trades too sometimes. I mean, I know there's a lot of long-term traders out there that, you know, have jobs and they can't sit and look at the charts all day. You know, I'm
probably most traders, I would say, fit that.
Yeah.
That's how I was before, and that's how I was before I quit my university job. That's how I've been at Unusual Whales. Like I do like that. That's why it's dope to be done at 9 a.m. today. Pretty dope Friday. I usually lose on Fridays, so I'm glad we caught those shorts. But yeah, you don't even need to be glued to the charts to be successful with options. You just got to manage your risk and your downside.
And kind of like with the Intel one here too, like, you know, you get conflicted here. So like, okay, again, if you were in at that 11:32 and they're trading up at $13 a contract, like you're up decently on those contracts there, but you might hold them because you're like, oh, there's 160 days left on these. Why would I get rid of them? So I mean, that's why I kind of like to avoid the longer dated stuff there. Obviously, if you're and a lot of these people could just be setting trades and forgetting about them, and just who cares? It could be a lot of them. You truly don't know, which is kind of the thing with that there. But yeah, this whale is still in on these. I mean, Intel's one that's been talked a lot about by the current admin and all that as well too. It's just, some of that stuff's so hard to speculate. 168 days, you're gonna have a couple earnings periods to go over too. So I'm not a big fan of swinging options over earnings. Just it's so risky. Company can beat top and bottom line and absolutely tank. Earnings are a gamble. That's why I kind of don't like swinging over those at all. Yeah, so that's the Intel one there, and kind of wraps in with the kind of time frame and all that stuff for looking for trades. Just what I do, like when I pop in the flow here, so like the JP, I don't want to do the JPMs. That's not. So like obviously these just pretend these shot puts are just single leg. I pop these in here. Okay, 7 days. Does the whale want a quick move, or are they looking for a long-term move? They probably want a quick move because they expire in 7 days. Versus like, okay, you see these HLs for 42 days. Like this is kind of a good example. Like this is more maybe of a midterm trade on their time frame. And what I like to do when I'm in those like midterm trades, especially on something that's down 8% on the day, you typically, from what I've noticed, you can always kind of get a discounted entry on something like that. So this is when I hop over to the chart it out. I'll look for a good support spot to maybe enter in on. I mean, because 8%, the likelihood of it continuing to drop like another 5-10%, and it can happen, but the likelihood is there's going to be dip buyers that are going to step in and probably buy it up a little bit. Again, doesn't always happen, but just kind of that's how I like to think. Like, okay, I'm already down significantly on the day. I don't want to chase right now. These are 42 days out. They're probably looking at more of a midterm kind of drop on the stock. Find a good support spot, and you'll get a better entry than that whale too. And if it does drop again, because again, just because it's a discounted entry doesn't mean it's going to go back to that whale's entry. Like it's just try to use as many tools as you can. The flow's going to point out interesting names that are hitting options contracts. Again, just because it's at the ask too doesn't necessarily mean it's being bought. I get nervous when I see like it's down 8% on the day. They're 42 days out there. Like
he's nervous.
I get
nervous. He's calm and ready to drop bombs.
Okay, Eminem. But like here, I mean, yes, you're getting a rising IV, but you're down 8% on the day. So like the kind of way that I think about IV is, people want to get into that trade because the moves being expected. There's an expected move. Now, this is already down 8% on the day. So hey, maybe I want to sell these puts at the ask, and people are gonna they're fine with it. I want to sell these at the ask, and it's going to fill at the ask because HL's already down 8% on the day, so it's going to easily fill at the ask, but they could truly be short those puts, if that kind of makes sense there. I don't know, that came out a little different than I was thinking in my head, but I think it makes a little sense there how that IV's elevated on something that's down significantly on the day. I like finding that flow that's kind of preemptive, like the BSX there. BSX was, I think, flat on the day there. It was maybe down on the day, and you're seeing that rising IV and the contracts coming in at the ask there. That's what I like to see, kind of that inverse on the stock there. So like if I'm looking for calls, I want that stock to, kind of be flat or down. If I'm looking for puts, I want that stock to be flat or up essentially. I don't like the momentum because I mean, you start reading the IV that's going to increase there. If you're down 10% on the day and, chasing something that's down 10% on the day, 8% on the day, not always, the best move. Now, if you're scalping it, there's a
that said,
story. But
I have very much been known to short the whole phrasing, but like I said, I will not chase momentum to the upside because I'm a coward and I'm not great at long patterns, even though it's literally the short patterns upside down. I'm just stupid. I will chase to the downside if I have really good targets below during a rundown
Yep.
that need to be tested.
Yep.
Today we didn't really have that, so I didn't chase too much, but we're up nice. Limitless in chat, what's up, homie? What do you mean?
What's up?
He says, Nicholas and Anthony
What
are
is
so
up?
cool, I just wish I was friends with them. You kind of are, dude. You're welcome to come on the show
Yeah,
sometime, too.
Yeah.
You do really good intraday spy reads as well. If y'all don't know him, Limitless1 with 3 S's. He's a good homie on Twitter.
Dude is insane with Gamma. Like, it's
I plan to
crazy.
have a Gamma-specific stream someday in the near future. There's a couple guys in the Unusual Whales Discord that are really fucking good with it. I would have Nate on as well. And whenever I get around to that, Limitless, you're more than welcome to join us, man. It's going to be a shit show. I don't know how I'm going to organize all the cameras. I already struggle with the 3 or 4 we have on the normal show, but we'll figure it out.
Speaking of Gamma, I want to see what Periscope's doing. Oh man, we came up and
I did take another short.
at 20.
Roughly. Let me see if I can chart execute this. Different account, like I said. It wasn't anything special. It was small size. But I did short this pop. Didn't have the balls to stay in it for any longer than I was because they went past my target. And then I set my stop at what my target was after they got there. But let me put execution marks on, and I'll just show the trade here. Right there. Clean and simple short, right back down to the prior shelf on the way up that acted as a minor resistance, held a support right here on this green candle. That was my target. We went a little bit lower, but I basically caught midpoint of this here. I had to sit through a little bit of drawdown. You can see if I hover that arrow, there's that tiny little chevron that shows up within the candle. I wish I could make that bigger. Nate, if you know on TradingView how to make that bigger, let me know because it would be really useful for this. That little red chevron, I almost pointed at it with my hand like a fucking idiot, like they can see my screen. That little red chevron was my entry on the downfall, and I almost got stopped out. I had my stop right above that shelf there because, you know, bursting through that, we have a good opportunity to just keep going. I didn't want to deal with that. But again, this was my exit because that was the prior support on the back tests to the upside, and, you know, we got out. Decent little short there. I only did it with 2 contracts because, like I said, the potential to just break out to the upside and retest those highs, definitely there. Didn't want to risk it, but nice little scalp short. I do like these execution marks, but I'm going to be honest, the way I trade, I basically caught the bottom of that candle. I didn't even realize. Nice. The way I trade, I will be in and out of a trade for a very tiny loss in a couple of seconds if it doesn't do the move I want. I'm looking for instant motion. And so you'll see me take 4 or 5 stop outs in a really short time frame sometime before I get my move and then add size into the move. So I can't leave them on because sometimes it'll just be like every single candle will have like 5 or 6 of these arrows. Well, we're flushing. Maybe I should have kept that bad boy on. Is what it is. We're vibing, homies.
All right, yeah, my feeds are still dead flow-wise. Just not much. Just tons of multi.
DIY mom asks, where should I start learning for free, YouTube or here? It's funny you should ask. I'm going to drop the office hours links again because it bears repeating. There is a stream/Zoom call every Wednesday right after the show with Snorlax UW from Unusual Whales, where he goes over site basics, options basics, takes questions, helps break shit down for you. On top of that, unusualwhales.com/information has everything from the most basic beginner of glossary terms of the market and options trading to advanced spread strategies, has the whole works. And then the YouTube as well. The Unusual Whales YouTube has several education playlists I would recommend checking out. It has a site guides playlist that gives walkthroughs of each feature, and it has education playlists and flow reviews to show how we track flow over time. I almost said flow. Did you see that?
Yeah.
But yeah, tons of stuff out there, DIY mom. And even if it's not our shit, if you even just Google options basics education, you're going to find a bunch of free shit. Don't get roped in to those fucking annoying bullshit scam services where they're like $1,000 a month and we'll teach you all you need to know. They don't do shit. You can learn all of that for free. Don't give some random asshole with a 2006 looking website your money. But yeah, and then come hang out with us every Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning, and we'll answer questions here and there. Our stream's a little bit more entertainment oriented and showing the tools in real time for those who kind of have an idea of what they're doing. But yeah, those Thursday streams, those Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern streams are going to be really good if you're a beginner. And then on Thursday, there's also another one, usually around 1:30 Eastern. That's basically this, but it's all flow reviews and breakdowns without us interrupting each other or talking about me in a dress.
Yeah, you're gonna have to help Snore see if you can record those Zooms. I know I asked yesterday if they're recorded, and he said no, not right now.
It'd be a good
It'd be
idea.
nice to have them recorded. It'd be nice to have them recorded.
The main issue is I usually run all the recordings and whatnot,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, I can't. I already manage every single stream we do. I don't know if I can manage that one too. But recording would be good. I'll ping him about it and see if he wants to.
Yeah,
record those. They'd be good to upload.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the recording works on Zoom. I didn't know if it's just
you can just record on OBS still.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll ask him. I think that's a good idea. It'd be good to have a little playlist on the YouTube of that. There's still 200 people hanging out. Usually we don't have 200 concurrents on Twitter on a Friday. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Thanks
keeping
for
chat
out.
Interesting. I see people saying some shit in there.
Yeah, hey, keep it up.
Are you still
Ask
on
questions.
IRDM? You are. After IRDM, let's do a look at OUST blanket request.
Yeah,
on that bad boy.
Let's look at these. These are interesting. These just kind of hit my tape here. So they're down 7% on the day. So kind of a good example here of, a time frame flow here too. So they're 13 days out. I like the look of this. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, 87. Okay, so we're getting repeated hit ascending fill. So that's just telling you that spot price is increasing as that flow's coming in here. You can see starting out the 155 and coming into that 160 there. That IV, I'm just kind of looking in here. So, I mean, it increases here towards the end there when that spot price rises there. And again, you're seeing that stock price drop here and that IV's rising and that spot price is rising. That's what catches my eye there. And the only kind of caveat there is you're down 7% on the day. This is kind of 13 days out. I'd maybe look for, potential day trade. I don't want to swing something that's 13 days out that's already down 7% on the day. Yes, it can continue to drop next week, but you just gotta kind of use a little. Is it worth chasing something and swinging something that's already down 7%? Maybe not. But it's interesting flow. I just don't like chasing something that's already down 7%. Now, if I'm just, again, if I'm looking at the chart here, like, hey, if I wanted to treat this as a quick scalp here, hey, you come up to that 49.18 here, maybe I'd look to scalp it there. That looks like some decent little resistance there. Like that's something that I'd do there. I just don't like chasing something that's down 7% on the day, man. It's tough. It's tough. All right, let me pull up OUST.
Are they built Ford tough? Because Ford did some spicy shit recently, too.
Found on the road dead, you mean? Well, there goes a Ford sponsor, sorry. Just ruining all our sponsors this week,
You would think being from Podunk, Iowa, where I grew up, I would be interested in trucks, and I don't. There's just so many people that drive around in these big-ass lifted trucks, like a bunch of douchebags, and then they don't even have a job that warrants having a truck. It's like, what are you doing, you fucking weirdo poser?
Yeah, you should take some pictures on a tailgate of a truck in your little maid outfit. That'd be kind of cute.
Oh God, that's just what I need.
Hey, 100.
Then we'll
subs
definitely get slurs in chat.
100 subs and he'll do that.
Yeah, 100
yeah,
subs.
So let's look at OUST here. So not much for premiums today. There was a big spike in call premium yesterday, but it tailed off at the end of the day. I just want to see what maybe potentially did that. Looks like it was that 115.3 call there. See all that high, the price of the contract. The higher the price, it's going to impact that premium.
I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a soda.
All right, go ahead. The 115.3 call, I want to see what that did. So that actually carried over there. So instead of that being, a potential closer end, they're pretty much buying the shares here. I mean, they're 93% in the money. This is a nothing burger. This is pretty arbitragey there. So I just want to see what kind of came in yesterday that potentially could be out of the money. The 821.50 calls could be interesting. So it's hard to know what part of this carried over because you had 1,300 contracts here. You only have 959 carry over, and now you're seeing some bid side today. It's hard to know what volume in here carried over. It's not really clean volume. Let's just see what we got today, if there's anything interesting. Yeah, a lot of bid side stuff coming in today. Bid side. These 115, so these also, I'm just kind of looking in here. 528. Let's come back here and take a peek. Yeah, there's just so much going on in here. You just see all these big volume spikes. It's hard to know who's who on here. It's not a big singular candle, and I'll just show you if you're late to the stream here, like that volume versus this volume. So these BSXs here from, oh, BSX is up nicely again today, actually. Look at those. They're up even more. I'm going to have to do another write-up on those. They are up 72% now.
BSX was
Jeez.
clean, dude. That's one of the
Yeah,
cleaner
that was-
ones we've pinged on the show, I think. That's clean.
Yes.
It even gave a pullback for re-entry. That's funny as all hell.
Yep. See, and that's kind of what I was talking about too. Not to switch subjects here, we'll get back to OUST, but like here, I mean, you're up 60%. You drop down, they're almost break even there. If you used your profits and you adjusted up your stops, secured some profits, and hey, the whale's still in, you still like the flow,
tap, baby.
you could, yep. That's what I like to do. That's what I like to do, and I typically don't always double tap the flow. When I get my profits, I usually kind of move on. But like, if it's something very clean like this, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But so back to Wednesday's show. So okay, to the volume here. So like my first OUST. Okay, here, this guy right here. So like, okay, if I pop this out 14 days, look at this volume here. It's tons of volume sporadically being added to the chain. You don't have a clean entry really on here. It's hard to know who's who. Now, when you look at the BSX flow here from Wednesday here, this is the only significant trade. You had 8,600 contracts come in. There were only 225 open. It's a very clean volume trade, and very easily. So like if I pop this back 14 days, you don't see any other major volume in here. Yes, there's some small volume in here, but you can easily identify that big, large volume spike here. This is very clean, very easy to kind of, see if they're sizing out in large chunks. Not like if you had a couple, like 3,000 spikes come in here, you could be possibly taking profits, getting out, and that's where watching that open interest change comes in handy. So again, back to the OUSTs here, like this is too messy. I can't tell you where somebody's entering, can't tell you where somebody's exiting. You're not seeing big changes in the open interest. It's really a nothing burger on that.
Oh, I could go for a burger though. That sounds good.
Oh, dude, I'm thinking about lunch already, man. I'm already thinking about lunch. Let's see if there's anything here. I mean, yeah, I'm just kind of looking here. None of this volume is really bigger than that open interest. Let me just go over here and check OUST. Anything of interest here, volume. Yeah, you just see how all that volume's lighter than the open interest, and a lot of those 200, 100s there, you got 2,000 open contracts. It can be anything. So, I mean, I'm not really seeing anything, at least flow-wise, on it. We can check the heat maps on it, though, if you'd like. So just kind of first off, like, yeah, I've been using these a lot more. I'm actually planning on doing a little video over the weekend, probably on these here, time depending. You know how that goes. Absolute gamma's at 50, so that's above us here. That absolute gamma is going to act like your largest magnet pinning zone here, and you can just scroll over on these two, and it will tell you what it means. Well,
Tell me what you want.
so strike with the largest net gamma on the chain, strongest magnet pinning level, regardless of direction. So just kind of pay attention to those levels, because obviously, if it's going to act like the strongest magnet, and you're below, it potentially see where that is. And I like kind of combining that with the put walls here. So like this put wall's a little far away. I mean, it's 6.5% below us there. Probably not a super significant put wall just because it's so far away there. And I've been messing with this gamma decay over time here. I mean, this thing is fun there. it's telling you which strike has the highest, premium, dollar premium for a hedge, or I don't know how you want to. It could be a question to ask a dev how the correct like explanation would be for that, because I know it's by, because if you look at this here, it's talks about like the dollar per hedge or something. I don't get into the super technicals. I just use the data. Um, but yeah, so like that's it's telling you, hey, there's a lot of interest on that 45 strike there. That gamma's 50 here. You're trading at 45. Like, hey, maybe you're looking for a potential move up there. And I just click around the expirations here and see. So like today, it's kind of sporadic here. I mean, you have a lot of negative gamma on that 41 strike. The 43 strike has positive gamma. Maybe not the cleanest read today. And I do like looking at it on this chart too, because you get that other view here. Like, hey, here's that put wall at 40. Maybe we get down to 40 here. I'm looking for a good support spot. I know that's my put wall there. Put wall is going to be support. Call wall is going to be resistance. That 50 is your absolute gamma there. Maybe I'm targeting, because you see a lot of net gamma on that 45 strike. Hey, maybe I want to target that 45. Then I want to maybe target 50 after that. And then I like to look at the expirations too. So, that 6.5 has a little net gamma on it there, but that 6.18 really, really has a ton on there too. And I usually leave the put and call gamma on there, but you can switch that off and you can just kind of see which side has the net gamma on there. And all that net gamma is, it's just that total call minus put checks there, or other way around. I don't know.
Real quick,
Math
unrelated to everything, I just want to
Yes.
show everybody something that's happening in the futures market, specifically MNQ. Keep an eye over here on the dome. You see how that price is just fucking flying everywhere without showing any real fills? This is where you don't touch a goddamn thing. Even if you're... See, look at that. It's already just gone. The liquidity's weird right now. The orders are filling without, any increase or decrease in price. They are jumping 5 to 10 points at a time, with the spreads widening 5 to 10 points at a time. That's where you're going to get your shit wrecked with slippage. So when it's jumping around like that, right now it's back to normal a little bit, but when you see that price just flying around with no bid and ask on it, that is price searching. And if you enter a market order there, you're going to be down 10 points the instant you click that button. So if you see this and you're practicing futures, be chill. This doesn't happen as frequently on ES, but it can. But yeah, right. Just be careful, because your market order is going to be weird.
Yeah, mine's bouncing around a lot too. I'm looking at it right now. I haven't even looked at my futures chart today, hardly.
Hey, we've had a good show today, though. We have a lot of good questions, a lot of good flow breakdowns so far. I'm vibing. This has been a good Friday. And again, we still have around 200 concurrents on Twitter, so you guys are fucking awesome. Usually when we have that high of concurrents, like that 180 to 250, 300 range, it's like a Wednesday, So it's like, thanks for being here, homies. Keep the chat active. Appreciate you.
Last day of school for us around here for...
Yeah, same here.
So I, probably everybody trying to get a little fun in before they're stuck with the kids. But yeah. So okay, yeah. So it's the call jacks minus the put jacks. So that's gonna give you your net jacks here. So I like to look for that.
Did you just fucking say jacks?
Jacks, whatever. I don't know.
Oh man, it's GIF all over again. I can't with these guys, man. I can't with these. No, I have a question. Do you say JAMA exposure?
No, it's gamma exposure.
Yeah. So yeah. Don't you ever say Jex again? You son of a
bitch. I usually just call it call gamma. I mean, I don't even use like Gex at all.
Yeah, no,
but anyways, anyways, I like to kind of see what that highest net Gex is, then they're happy. God, that sounds so stupid. Like you notice the 618 and the 717, it's got a high normalized gamma exposure there, and this is something Limitless talks a lot about too. Though I've seen a lot of his stuff. It's really, really good. I've learned a lot watching his gamma stuff too. But I mean, it's really interesting because it's going to tell you which expiration has the highest, interest on it essentially there. And the thing I like to do come down here too. So okay, let's say we want to look at that 618. So the 618 expiration alone has it. Come down here, pop to 618. Hey, you got your strikes here too. So kind of good ways to find strikes mixed in with that too. I love this page. I'm happy I've started using it a lot more.
I'm
It's
glad
really
you use it a
cool.
lot because I really don't for individual names, and we do need that for the homies. So I'm glad
Yeah,
you
it's
actively use these. I like them because they look pretty, but I don't really use them for individual names. Maybe I should start.
it's fun. I usually look at SPY every morning and just kind of see what that put wall is, call wall, so on. But yeah, I mean, I'm experimenting it because you see a lot of that, like that heat map stuff now, and you've got it right here. This is essentially your Periscope for individual names. Just it
Yeah.
doesn't update intraday. It's just open interest changes. So I
Yeah,
mean,
open interest derived. It's not like the
yep,
SPX stuff where
yep,
we're getting confirmed attributed market maker
yep,
positionings. This is OI derived, as are a couple of our other gamma pages. But for our boy SPX, that shit's real time.
yep, yep. So yeah, these I check them once a day. Like this isn't gonna change intraday in here. Like you're not gonna see your gamma levels change and stuff. Again, open interest derived updates. I believe twice you get a pre-market update and then you get one a couple minutes after open, 5-10 minutes usually after open. It seems like it settles. But yeah, I mean, so like back to the OUSTs, yeah, I would potentially kind of focus on those strikes. So like the 618 would grab my attention. Hey, there's a lot of
Whoops.
interest on that 45 call. Maybe I want to wait for a discounted entry and I'll pop in there. Geez, that was a long breakdown on one name.
What a good one.
Long breakdown. Hey,
What a
yeah,
good
we'll
one.
take it. We'll take it. I mean, I'm not
You're
hearing a lot
addicted
of.
to double checking that BSX now.
No, I still had it up because I was showing that little volume example there of like that clean volume versus the messy
Oh
volume
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not hearing a lot of dings. I mean, look, IRDM, we were just looking at those. Not much coming in since then.
I'm gonna hit him with
So
a quick break here. It is time.
take your time.
All right, show's all you, homie. I'll be right back.
All right, all right. Oh, all right. Let's just kind of do a little look here. I haven't looked at Periscope for a little bit. Yeah, I mean, some big ranges in here right now. I mean, we're sitting right above all that positive gamma, that, and we're making higher highs here. It might kind of turn into a little support there. Not really a super clean read here for a big intraday move here. I mean, you got a little up here, but a lot of it's still positioned down here. It's going to act like a magnet. So, I mean, if you get deep in here, and we'll get changes here throughout every 10 minutes. I'm just curious to see if anything changes to the upside there, because there's a lot of negative gamma forming, and that negative gamma can act like an accelerant there and absolutely pop. I mean, it could pop quick up to that 75.40, but with all this positive gamma down here, I'm thinking we kind of just hang out around here right now until some of this starts to drop off potentially. Market tide is still bearish here. A lot of ask side put premium coming in, call premiums are bid side, a lot of negative net volume. I don't want to long unless I see premiums start kind of picking up. That 0-day index, a lot of ask side call premium coming on that, and net volume is pretty positive there. That's a little interesting to me there. Those holdings on SPY, yeah, bid pretty in line with that. Give it a refresher, see if I can. Are these both? Oh, they're both negative. Call premiums and put premiums are negative there on SPY. That's interesting. Yeah, if I see some position building up here, it would not. I would not mind potentially looking for a long if we see some position building up here a little more and some of this drop off down here. But for right now, I'm kind of hands off on that. All right, just going through the chats here, just looking, not really seeing much. Yeah, flow's pretty dead. Let's just pop through some screeners here. Actually, let's do a Mr. Whale search. Oops.
Oh hell yeah, we haven't done a Mr. Well search in a minute. Dude,
I
I'm
don't know if
glad
you
people have
caught
been
some of
using
the.
it. It's dope.
It's fun. It's a cool tool. I'm just happy I haven't hit my limit yet. But it has ask side contracts for calls and puts. no ETFs. I want at least 60% ask side, spot average under 4. See if we get anything there. You see, Tucker sent us a picture of him on the plane. He's drinking tomato juice on a plane.
What the
It's supposed to.
fuck?
Yeah, I know.
Mods. Is it apple juice or tomato juice?
He said it's tomato juice because I was like, is that apple cider? He's like, it's tomato juice. It's healthy for you. Like, I'm like, dude, have a beer. You're on a plane. Like, what is wrong with you?
Maybe he took a bunch of benzos before he got on, so he's just fucking
Yeah,
zooted.
right. You think Tucker does that? You think Tucker does that? Dude, I would pay Tucker to have an edible. Can you imagine Tucker just?
Dude, that'd be so funny.
Hey,
I don't think it's legal in his state though, so we wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
I was
All
thinking
right.
it would be funny to do like we try to scalp futures just absolutely zooted, but I don't know if our CEO Matt would greenlight that. I was surprised he greenlit the dress episode, but he seemed he thought that was funny. So.
Well, he was fine with the beer episode when you made me chug that big
but beer's
beer.
not illegal in half the states. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, let's see what Mr. Whale pulled up here. So we got...
Actually, real quick before you look at what Mr. Whale pulled up, we do have a request for a specific Yelp contract. Let me find it.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it. Yelp $27 call for August 21st, and then we'll see what Mr. Whale picks for us. And this time, let's actually save that chat with what it picks for us, so we can come back to it. Because when we had that, we had it suggest like 11 that one time where we found fucking what was
like
it?
Hit them all.
Yeah, all of them hit. One of them hit for like 800%.
Tiger puts.
Yes, it was Tiger. Tiger Direct, those pieces of shit.
There were some other couple...
They got in trouble bigly. That was news flow. That flow happened before the news. It was sussy as hell. But they got in big trouble for doing crazy, not good, shady shit with their brokerage in China. But that's not my problem. That's their problem. And whoever bought those puts probably was really happy. Whoever bought the initial puts probably knew what was going to happen. I'm going to be honest. That was sus.
Yeah.
All right. Yelp.
All right. Yelp. So I'm looking at this here. Let's see how many contracts. So it's okay from yesterday. I was like 10 contracts. I don't think that's super significant. All right. Let's look. So that carried over from yesterday. So clean opening trade yesterday. 510 contracts there against 22 open interest contracts. Definitely an opening trade there. A little smaller premium size there for me. I want to look at the Yelp overview. I don't know how much flow Yelp gets. Let's just kind of look at this in real time. Yeah, not a ton of... Let's do it like this. Nope, I want to do yesterday. Let's see. Okay, I got to get that time. Okay, so let's go yesterday.
Yesterday.
I don't know why. Sometimes I have an issue going back when there's previous
such
flow
an easy
here.
game to play.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know why you're struggling. Just use the fucking arrows at the top, man. You can.
Yeah, but when I do, when I do that though, I'll show you what it does for me here. Let me just go back to the main Yelp one. So okay, I want to look at the flow from yesterday, right? So there's this is the first trade on the day. Okay, never mind, not this one. But like typically, if you try to like go next on kind of previous flow, sometimes it gets a little laggy there. If I find one, I'll send it over to you. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But
it could be a little sneaky bug. Who knows?
Just there's so much data in there where it, yeah, I get it. Good, kind of a wider bid-ask spread there. I mean, that's a 25, it tightens up a little bit there, but at first, that's a pretty wide bid-ask spread there. I mean, that's a 25% bid-ask spread. That's pretty wide. So they are all filling at the ask, though. Not a ton of context in this flow overall here. It's the first trade on the day, that size there, 15. You can see 15 there. I like to see how the trade kind of impacts the IV, so on there. So I don't really have a ton of context in here. I would probably lean buy to open if you made me pick it though. Just they're all filling at the ask, not really seeing IV drop or anything on there. Let's just see if there's anything else on Yelp.
Did you say 15?
15 what?
I thought you said the word 15 at some point in that.
25%. I said 25. That bid ask was a
Oh, gotcha.
25. Yeah, this name does not get a ton. Ooh, what is that? Back on 520 and
Piece of candy.
522. Yeah, 522. Let's start with that one there. Oh, this does kind of get some odd spikes in that call volume. Look at this. The 11/20/29 call. So this is still in. Nothing's really dropped off of that. These are already up kind of significantly. 110 trading at 170 there though. And then let's just look at the day before, the 521, 821.29 call. Yeah, another one that came in, on
Handoff.
513 too. This
Go
one
back,
has
go back down. There's a handoff.
Do we have a handoff?
We have a
Yes,
handoff.
we do. Yes, we do.
Identical size,
We ha-
575, 574. That person closed their position. Somebody else opened one at the same time. That 521 is a new position without a change in open interest because the contracts they transacted were the closure of that 513.
Yep.
That's what I'm seeing. Identical
Yep.
size with no open interest change. That's
Yep.
a handoff.
And perfect example here. Not all ask side flows of buy because this was handed off. Now, yes, that second whale bought those contracts, but it's not necessarily going to be an add to the chain there.
Yep.
So we have an old-fashioned handy coming in here. That's what we call them there. Look at that. I got like 4 laughs out of the stream this
Well,
week.
I had to go get a towel earlier because I'm sweating my ass off, and I have a feeling a lot of the viewers are going to be also grabbing a towel for the made stream.
or
a rag,
bucket,
rag rather.
Puke bucket. Hey, we should tell Tucker to bring back some of those like throw-up bags from the plane for us to hand out for the
hand
show.
Them out to the audience.
Jeez, I'm on a roll this week, man. I'm retiring. I won't be a comedian, man. So absolute gamma on this one's 25. So
hey,
slightly
Ocho,
above
fuck
us
off with
here.
that shit, buddy. How about that?
Another
outta
crypto.
here. This time they
pumper.
just dropped an address. Real quick, if you see anybody drop a chain of numbers, don't touch it. Just ignore that shit. It's some pump and dump douchebag with crypto. Fuck out of my chat, bro. Moving on.
I kind of like the setup. I said Gelp. Did you?
I heard
Okay,
it.
that
I
was
heard it.
bad.
I heard. Yeah.
Okay, so on Yelp, I kind of like it gamma wise. That's what I was trying to go with. Yeah, a lot of positive gamma over here since kind of mid-May. You're sitting right on that put wall here. That's going to act as your support. Your call wall's up at 25. That net gamma favors all the expirations here. That's a good sign there. And what was that? That absolute gamma's at 25 there. So, I kind of like that setup there. I would lean that this flow is buy to open, just kind of looking at some of the other flow there. Again, you don't get that full context, but if you don't get the full context on a piece of flow, again, combine it with the other dashboards. We looked at the gamma. I like the gamma setup on it. I just want to do one more quick looky poo on here. Yeah, the last 30 days here. It gets a lot of call, and again, one of those days was a handoff. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, that's very interesting there. And yesterday, look at that net volume just yesterday. That's a ton there.
Yesterday.
They also hit that 11/20/34 call yesterday too. That all carried over. That looks pretty clean there. Let's just look at the tape on it.
Clean.
This is what I like to see in flow. This is a very nice, good piece of flow here. IV is rising. You get a repeated hits ascending fill. Spot price. That's just your spot price increasing as the flow comes in. I like these Yelps a little bit more than the other ones. Obviously a little longer dated, but this is what I want to see in flow. Nice IV rising. Spot price rising. That's pretty textbook looking flow there to me. I like that one. And then you also had that 8/21/27 call being hit. That carried over as well. We're going to have to save Yelp here. This is a interesting one here. Oh, this is the one we looked at yesterday. Jesus, Anthony. Jeez. It's Friday, so I can, So what is that, the 11/20/20 call? Yeah, most of that carried over too. Again, seeing some of that come in at the bid there, then you get ask side. bid doesn't necessarily mean a sell. Let's just look at that tape. So, yeah, I mean, not a ton of context in that tape. But, just seeing all that ask side come in and knowing the gamma stuff, I wouldn't be too nervous about maybe potentially looking to long something like that. Obviously, anything can happen, but I like that setup. I like that setup.
I like
So yeah,
it a lot.
good find on Yelp. I'm just gonna pop this.
Apple doesn't have Periscope, homie. Periscope is SPX specific. But Anthony, if you want to look at Apple's gamma profile, we can do that. We can do the open interest derived on individual names like that.
Yes, let's do that.
Fucker, damn it. Real quick in the Unusual Whales Discord, a homie asked which stream is the show. I thought he just meant the office hours thing. No, he's once again asking about the maid outfit.
Tyler.
Then he calls it fucking must-see TV. You bastard. He was one of the ones that kept reminding people that I said it, too. He's not going to let me forget a damn thing over here.
I mean, hey, I'm kind of excited to see you suffer a little bit.
I bet. I'm going to put on a show. I'll be a dick about it. Don't worry. I'm going to make a fool of myself. I don't have a whole lot of shame, I grew up poor with gynecomastia. I was the dude with boobs my whole life, bro. Like, I don't give a shit. But it's going to be uncomfortable. I got a feeling. It's going to be, Like I said, the hem of that dress barely reaches the dick and balls. Like, I'm going to have to be careful about my motion. They came with like a shitty thong, and I thought about it. I thought.
Did it
about
really?
It. Yeah.
Did it really?
Yeah, and it's like garbage. It's like I can't imagine any woman finding that comfortable. I really can't. It's like really coarse. Like I'm afraid the dress itself is gonna chafe my nips. Like it's not a soft material. But yeah, not ideal.
That's terrifying.
Or hot. Depends on your perspective, bro. I did think about it though. I did think about it.
Oh god, that's terrifying. So yeah, the Apple gamma heat map here. We'll pop that because I want to look at that the Mr. Whale stuff that we pulled up still too. So yeah, the heat map here, essentially, whatever you want to call it here. Yeah, I'm looking at the 0 days. Yeah, a lot of attention on that 315, 317, and 320 here. Again, it's open interest. It doesn't change throughout the day. Just kind of keep that in mind there. I'm just looking here. I mean, there's not a ton. So like, I'm looking for those high dollar figures there because that's where dealers are gonna have to hedge more. So like, hey, I'm looking at that 612 7-day out one there. Hey, there's a lot of attention on that 320 or strike there. Maybe an interesting strike there. Keep it in mind, and I mean, you do have. I mean, it ranks them in order of the highest. So I mean, 320, then you got 315, then 310. So I mean, you get your three highest numbers there. Yeah, that's interesting to kind of see. I would, and then obviously like, so what did Apple start out at today? So like, okay, 315 is our highest. What did we trade at on Apple earlier today? Let's see. Today. So like, okay, yeah, you just see we're kind of approaching that 315. So we did actually almost hit 315. We hit 314.99. So we essentially hit that kind of heavy positive gamma. So again, that heavy positive gamma is going to act like a magnet potentially there. Obviously, news headlines, anything can kind of make it fall off or not work out. But that heavy positive gamma is going to typically act like a magnet there. So again, you hit that 315, and then I would assume it's the same kind of setup as Periscope. They sell into that heavy positive gamma there, and then your red's the accelerant there. I mean, that's kind of the way that I'm reading it there. So I mean, you're hitting that 315, and you see how we rejected that a little bit because market makers are selling into that strength there. So yeah, good little example there. So I mean,
And that's a really
what
good
what I'm
breakdown of positive versus negative gamma too. In general, it follows the same premise that we preach on SPX. It's just an individual name. It's the concepts
yep.
they're the same. You're gonna run into those positive gamma walls. Market makers are gonna tend to trim off there. Market makers want to stay delta neutral. And so when you have negative gamma zones, they tend to buy into the upside movement, sell into the downside movement. But once you start hitting those positive gamma walls, you can start eyeballing some rejections here and there.
Yes, you can. And what I like to do for this, so like if I'm looking on like a weekly kind of basis here, I'm just sending a message here quick. Give me 1 second. Sorry.
No, I don't think I will.
So like if I want to, so what I
Oh my
typically do
god,
on
I
the
suck at
weekends.
this. I'm trying to control the zooms on Discord and I keep fucking it up.
So like what I like to do, because what you'd want to, kind of the thought process behind it for me is I want to find names that have heavy positive gamma above or below, and that spot price isn't right next to it. So 313, we're where we opened here at. Let's come back here. I mean, you open up at 313. Yeah, you might get a $2 move up to that there. That's 0 days. But I want to find names that are like maybe $5 or $6 away from that, where I can kind of get a good move. I use that market map. Let me just pop that over here. So like if I go to the market map here, come over to that volume, I'll look at that Greek exposure. I'll come over to that GEX, call gamma there, and it puts it in a nice scatter plot here. I love this tool. I don't know why more people don't use this tool. This is probably one of my favorite tools
You
on
can set it
Unusual
up for
Whales,
your
but
personal filters. It's pretty dope.
yes, you.
I need to be a
Yep.
better Unusual Whales employee and play with the market maps more. One of our devs actually asked me for any of our write-ups on it, and our write-ups for this, Dan did, because I was like, I'm not going to use that, guys. They're dope, though. His write-ups are really good. If you just search market map in the top bar, both of his articles will show up at the bottom of the search results. Really good articles if you're interested in these concepts as well. I'm just dumb, and I don't use it. But Anthony, I'm sure right now is going to break down why I should.
Yeah, probably. So like what I'm doing here, so that zero's kind of, you're just flat there. That's kind of the way I look at it there. And I do this for like the net call premiums too. I'm trying to find big spikes in the net call premiums to the upside and downside. So again, you can do this vice versa too. So like if I came back here, then can do it like put there, and it'll do the opposite there. So if I want to, so okay, like the names that are kind of the big outliers here, that's what's sticking out to me here. So like Ford, let's look at Ford, let's look at Pfizer, let's look at PCG. I'll do this for like all of the big outliers here. So what I want to do here is kind of, find that preemptive move essentially here. So I come over to the gamma here. Okay, I'm looking here. Hey, it's 7 days out. I'm looking at 612. 7 days. Okay, we're at that 15. It looks like 15 is your absolute gamma. Okay, maybe nothing of interest on that one here. I'll typically kind of look in here too, see how much positive gamma is getting added there. I look down here, so like, okay, we're right at that call wall. We're at a good resistance spot. Maybe I don't want to long forward right now. I look at the expiration. So, okay, nothing really on that one. We'll see if we can find one. You don't always find something. You're not always going to find something. So like Pfizer here. So like today, this might be a good example. Okay, so we're at 26 right now. This is your heavy positive gamma. Let's just see where we were trading at earlier in the week on this here. So June 1st. So I mean, you're trading at 25. So it's not really a, big move there, but like if you were here on Tuesday, like 25.20, I mean, a dollar move, that's decent for a, $25 stock there, but let's hop back here to the gamma. So like, yeah, your absolute gamma's at 27. Like, okay, maybe I have a little interest in next week here. Okay, again, it's still that 20, so it's the 26 there on there. So okay, maybe a little there. I don't want to play something that's already kind of at that positive gamma though. Then you got a little there. So like this is where it's starting to get messy here. You got positive gamma here, you got negative gamma here. Not really seeing too much on that. I'm not going to find a good one, of course, for the show. Big surprise. Okay, PCG.
They're never there when you need them. And then literally 10
No.
minutes after we end the show today, you're going to find what you were looking for in some random ass ticker.
Probably. I was just kind of trying to show my how my process is with it there. So absolute gamma on this is 20. So okay, this is what might kind of catch my attention. Okay, I know that absolute gamma is above us. I know it tends to act as a magnet. So I do pay attention to the call walls though, because those are going to act as resistance there. Support, I don't put wall. Okay, so we're right on the put wall here. We're 17. This is support essentially here. This looks like it could be a decent setup here. 0 DTE, I probably don't care too much about that. So okay, let's just for the video though. Okay, so 17 was your highest positive there. So back on 6-1 here. I'm just kind of trying to do. It's not gonna. Let's go back here. I don't think we're gonna be up that much. So okay, 6-1. So okay, you're trading at 16 here. That what did I say? 17 was the high there. So you just see how that price kind of gravitates towards that positive gamma throughout the week there. So we hit 17, you see a little pullback because market makers are selling into that strength. You hit 17 again there almost, pulls back there, back up above 17 a little bit here. So I mean, you're breaking it there because that absolute gamma is trying to pull it through there, but market makers are selling. So like what I want to do on this one is, okay, let's find our big kind of dollar figures here. Okay, I see that 618 has a heavy positive gamma there. Okay, so it's 17 strikes, so maybe nothing there. Let's just look here. Yeah, so there's a lot there on that 15.5. Yeah, this would have been a good example, like if we would have saw it earlier in the week there, and you look through. I probably look through about 60, 70 of these tickers. I might get one or two of decent looking setups there a week, and again, you're not going to get everything, something every single week there. I mean, that's just kind of the process I go through it there, but that absolute gamma's at 20 there. Let's just look at it on here. So I mean, you see a lot of positive gamma being added here. Again, you're on that put wall, which is going to act like support. You got some positive gamma above us here. You know that absolute gamma was at, geez, man, attention span of a freaking rabbit today, man. Get out of the way. 20. So okay, 20 is your absolute gamma. Geez, if I forget that again, please remind me. Don't make me go back and look at it again. So you're sitting on that support of 17. Call walls at 20. Absolute gamma's at 20. A lot of that net gamma is above. Maybe you see a little pull through there. Again, look at your expirations. Hey, maybe you don't see a lot of net gamma here. So obviously 6.5 today. 6.18 has a little, but I'm focused on that 9.18. That's what's sticking out to me on here. So like this might be a little longer term setup here. Let's go look at 9.18. They like that 20. So that is where that absolute gamma is coming on from. So, like kind of keep that in mind. Like, hey, you might not see it in a week there. Now, if you, again, kind of find something more preemptive there in your little heat map area, gamma decay area, like if you would have caught that 17 a little earlier in the week, hey, maybe you could have scalped it up for a couple bucks. But that's kind of how I like to use the charts there and use that market map. And I'll do that for the net call premiums here. So like I want to do net call premiums here. So I'm looking for, above and below. So like I'm not seeing anything really below right now. So that would be bid side call premium. Actually, let me do that for the gamma here quick. Oops, a daisies. So okay, yeah, not really seeing much below there. So that would, if you're saying, okay, let's just do Lily here. That might be a tiny example here. So like when it's below that, say, okay, it's not going to be an example. All right, never mind. Ignore me on that one. That's just
new low of day, here. NASDAQ.
Jeez, did we dump again? Oh,
not on ES yet, though.
Chopping, yeah. Yeah, there's just not a lot of good examples right now. Of course, I try to find a good example, and so like there's a lot of negative gamma on this one here. So like, hey, look at that 13-day there. That 27.5 for Chipotle's really getting hit there. That could be a strike of a little interest there. Ooh, there's a lot of negative gamma on this thing there. You need to tell Snore to start spending more at Chipotle, apparently.
It's still, dude. He had me rolling when he posted his order history
That
at
was
Chipotle. He's like, "I tried, guys. I'm sorry." That made me laugh. Another new low of day, Nasdaq.
Yeah, man. I'm.
Oh, no buyers
not
in
the
sight
best.
right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm done
Not the
scalping for
best.
the day. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, Nate made a good point. I mentioned that delta neutral earlier. That means if someone is buying a call, market makers to remain delta neutral will buy shares by selling puts. Puts are generally used as a hedging mechanism, more so than calls. They both are, but more so than calls, puts tend to be used as a hedging mechanism. But it's a covered call, making sure that they are on the fill on the other side. So that's what they do. That's why you see the acceleration through negative gamma kind of pauses here and there at positive gamma. That's the general theory behind that kind of price action.
Yep.
All right, we can do a little Mr. Whale segment before we kick everyone out.
Yeah, so this is from 3 hours ago when I put this in here. We'll see if anything changed on this here. So, again, if you're just kind of tuning in here, so I just did what are the highest ask side contracts for calls and puts, no ETFs. I want at least 60% ask side, spot average under 4. So let's just see what we got here. So BRKB, oof. Yeah, these are already kind of printing there. Oh man, these geez. BRKB. Do we have let me pull up
another new low of day, Nasdaq.
Let me
I'm sad I stopped. I was being responsible.
You're good. I gotta pull up this BRKB I've been watching since Monday, since we're on BRKB.
This going full blown Buffett on us.
Look at this thing. This whale has been building a position for 3 days on this. Look at this thing. We initially had 8,700 contracts traded there on the 6-1. Most of that carried over. They actually double dipped that same day. They added to the position on 6-3, and now look.
Fucking all right.
That is, yeah. That's one I've been tracking. I've been posting that on Twitter for a couple days here, so I'll have to update that one too. Jeez, those are, I mean, 300%. Yeah. I mean, 4. Then you got 322. Yeah, these are, I mean, close to 300%, 2% of the money. Jeez, what a pop on those things.
Yeah, that's a move in 3/4 right there.
Yeah,
and another new low of day on Nasdaq.
Jeez. All right,
they're not like crazy. It's like 5 points lower than the last one. I'm just being a dick.
Hey, 5 points is 5 points. 5 points is 5 points. Yeah, so I'm not going to look at these here. There's 0 days. They already kind of moved. CMG. So 0 day calls. I wonder if these were short. So 1,000. I mean, they popped up to that, but kind of just looking at these here. Probably nothing. Wonder if they look kind of short if we look at them there. Let's see. Just not a lot of context in that flow there. Just
hey, thanks for coming, Gabriella.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out. Another BRKB. Now they're slamming BRKB.
I do suspect that you're a bot account, but I'll take it. I did a little profile check. I have my suspicions, but thanks for coming.
Yeah. Look at that. Another position built around some other BRKBs. Started 528. 6-3 had more, and then have to see what happens with this on Monday, but would not be surprised to see some of this drop off. Jeez, big move there. KO. How about these? There's just it's they all kind of ran already with what's in there, but it's not the cleanest looking flow. I should have probably did opening flow on this. That's fine. McDonald's. Yeah, a lot of bid side kind of exits yesterday, then big volume today, and it kind of ran. Let me see. Ooh, puts. Oh, more puts that are running already here. Galaxy, they're 81 up at 189, already up $1 a contract. These may have been. It's just kind of Yeah, this might be a little messier here. Let's see. 700. Oh, no, look. Probably position ads. There's 700. Most of that carried over. 700. All of that pretty much carried over. Then you got another 700 today. 35, 34. Hey, they're trading at 81 and they're hitting a high of 189 today.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, those are the whippets.
Yeah, they are. Not really much on this one. FCX puts. Oof. 121. I wonder if this is. Yeah, look at that. This whale. I'm going to assume, again, keyword assume, this is the same person there. Look at that 3,700 there on 6.3. Most of that carried over. Choppy for a day. Hey, look at that. If you add both of those candles together, pretty much the rough, same kind of size there and very same volume there. I would check that one there. Would not be surprised to see these getting out 121, up at 210. I would be taking some profits. But yeah, I don't know if you want to look at anything else here on Mr. Whale with these specific ones. Not really too much in there that
Yeah,
hasn't
nothing
already moved
crazy.
there.
Not as clean as
Man,
our last query, I'll say.
Man, those BRKBs though, man. I just find it funny when that flow comes in like that. I want to pop it up one more time here. I got it right here. These things just absolutely. I mean, it's funny. It is. I mean, what can you say about it? Like, it's clear as day. Like, hey, I'm gonna build a position, and let me just go back to June 1 here just to show you how it kind of looked here. One day, yeah, look at that. Like, this is just odd looking flow. I mean, it's like, hey, what is going on here? Hey, I'm gonna maybe add a little more. Interesting. And then you get more on Wednesday's show. Hey, look at that. Wow. And I thought it was funny because they were up nicely on Wednesday and even yesterday, and they didn't get out well. I see why they didn't get out. That's just ridiculous, man. I pointed those out to Snore yesterday too on his stream, so I'm gonna have to. I'll have to update my tweet on this too. That's crazy. That's just. It's you see it all the time. Like I mean, there's so much unusual flow that does end up printing like this. It's the clean opening flow that does this stuff. You just have to analyze it, and I'd say a good chunk of it, makes a good directional move. Man, what a move on those. I want to go look at those. You think those BSXs are up more? No, not anymore. Still up though. Still up. Jeez. I'll have some write-ups this weekend, I guess.
Yeah, BSX
Periscope.
was too clean, man. That was a really good one. Do you know who requested it, or did we find it? I don't even remember, dude.
I
can't
found
even
it.
remember what the fuck we did yesterday morning.
You were looking at that doo-doo
Oh, that's
ticker,
right.
and I was like, hey,
That's
look, I
right.
found this. Oh, yep. Yeah, oof. They are adding below still on Periscope there. Look at that update.
Looking ugly for buyers. Another new low day on the NASDAQ. Just a lot of dick chugging going on. And I'm not in it because I'm responsible and stopped for the day.
I haven't even touched anything.
Lame.
I have not touched anything. I bet my GameStop calls are getting slapped. Yeah, a little bit. That's fine. It's a lotto.
Shh,
It's a lotto. Anything else for float? Man, the feed has just been dead.
Yeah, today was very much a Periscope scalping heavy day. We already looked at there were a couple that hit my feed. We already looked at them that were interesting. But for the most part, my shit's been slow today too. NASDAQ is still going, man. We're down to 29,700 almost.
Jeez. I should have got those puts when I really wanted those earlier in the day. Man,
you dropped the ball on that. It is what it is. Again, I'd rather miss a trade than be on the wrong side of one.
I was going to do that on my real account too. I like the 0-day SPXs on my real account. I hold those a little better and have a little better result on those.
And
But no,
we
I'm gonna
just lost 74.90 on SPX. That 74.85 is very much on the menu. But again, I'm done. We caught the bigger end of that short. We did well today. I'm not upset with what we did. But what I will do here, let's go ahead and flip over to cams. We're coming up on about 2.5 hours here. The show ranges. Right now, we're kind of slowing down a little bit. I'm not going to take any more trades today. Like I said earlier, I am content with what we got. I'm not going to push it. That's how I get myself in trouble. And that is how I give gains back. So we got to, just learn to be comfortable with how much you made or lost. Don't push it. Use, like even if it's a mental one and you're not scalping futures where you can lock yourself out, even if you have a mental one, if you lose XYZ amount a day, just stop. Ask me why I know that that's so important, because I have blown my shit up many times over by not just fucking stopping. So it's fine to just fucking stop. Did you have anything to add, Anthony, before we send homies off into the ether of their Friday and weekend?
I don't think so.
Look at all the fucking SPX puts, dude. That's so funny.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I think that's going to do us for today. If y'all keep hanging out and being active in chat like you did today, we might be able to form an argument to have longer shows or more days. So keep hanging out with us. This is fun. I really liked how engaging chat was today. Appreciate that, guys. Other than that, man, I was going to do it next week, but Tucker's going to be gone again on Wednesday. I want to make sure we're all here for it. So probably week after next, you'll see me in that cute little dress, dancing around like an idiot while I probably lose every single trade. Maybe don't trade that day. It might be a little distracting, for better or worse.
Maybe you should do it on a Friday. Because it's
a Friday would work. A Friday could work, but that's usually lowest turnout. I want people to meme.
Good for you.
I want people to meme the shit out of this, because if I want to get something out of it, you know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna be the fool, at least make memes. Like, meme me. It's funny. I got nothing else to add on that. It is what it is. It's going to be disturbing and hot all at once. So stay tuned. I'll get that on the schedule. I'll make sure it is appropriately marked on our office hours page on site so y'all know which one's which. Other than that, guys, we'll be back again Monday morning, same time, same 3 places, wherever the hell you're watching, YouTube, Twitter, or Substack. We'll see you guys at 9 a.m. Eastern. Have a good weekend, guys. Thanks for coming.
Have a good weekend. See ya.